lots of Pikmin.
Yes.
Woo!
That would be appropriate. What was it? The original advertising and all the art that they did that's in like the fucking strategy books. It's like I think it's paper mache, but it looks like fucking Michelangelo fucking paper mache. It's ridiculous.
Is it sweet? That sounds sweet.
Yeah, it's real good.
Hmm.
It's like Link's Awakening remake, but better.
How did you feel about that remake? I didn't know how you would feel about the art style.
I just didn't like how you what is it like in the originals? It feels like you're on a grid and everything works more properly. Like it's easier to cut the grass. It's easier to see how the enemies move and move with them. But it just kind of feels like you're like floating on it.
I didn't have any kind of problem with it. I was just curious.
It's not that I have a problem with it. It's that like it doesn't translate as well, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't know. I liked it, but I was just curious about how you felt about the art because it's like it's got that timeless fucking art style, but you got that clay look, like that Play-Doh
I just thought it was plastic.
or plastic. Sorry, yeah,
'Cause
absolutely.
it's got the shine to it.
Yeah, I just didn't know how you would feel about that because I know you love that fucking game, but then I got a remake. I was like, ooh, it's gonna be a touchy one.
Nah, it's fine. They changed like, was it the fishing game was a bit weird? I didn't fuck around with it too much though.
Yeah, I played it a little bit. I don't know. I tried to get everything out of that game, and then I got to the end, and that one drunken night, I restarted it so me and you could start it over. And then I just never beat it.
For
Beat,
sure, Peter.
I beat the original. No, we didn't beat it. Like I never beat
Yeah, I know.
that version of it. I beat the original, not the original, the DX version or whatever.
I beat all of them.
Mm.
I don't know if I have the original though, so.
That's one of the only Zelda collection pieces I don't have. It's like
Oh,
I just need that one inbox complete, like the original, and I need what else did I fucking need? One of the Game Boy Advance like versions of I think it's what's that game called? The like the super one. Uh, the Link to the Past. Yeah, I just
oh,
need that one. Like, but I
yeah.
think they made a Game Boy Advance version. Matt was telling me about that comes with this other one because it's like a double pack kind of deal. And it's like that's the variant I need, I guess. And then there's like the Seasons of Ages, Oracle of Ages, fucking limited edition that comes with the T-shirt, and I'm not shelling out 13 grand, so we'll
Well,
call it quits.
there's a 3-pack or whatever for the GameCube. Forget what it is.
A
It's
three.
like the first two, and
Oh,
then like
yeah, the promotional disc. I have that.
yeah, but what's the other one? Ocarina.
It's Ocarina Majora 1 and 2, and then it has a demo for Wind Waker, and then it has like this
Yeah.
compilation of what do you call it? Just like scenes from all the games and shit. Yeah, I just need those two, but I'm never gonna get the Seasons of Ages and like the Seasons collectors because I'm not shelling out 13 grand. I'm not doing it. I may have a problem, but I know when my limits are. I don't overdose. You know what I'm saying? So,
Nothing wrong with the overdose.
shh, fuck that. It's like this 401k money should be here soon. It's like I could buy it. I could, but I would be a fool.
Yeah.
It does say best offer. I wonder if it'll take 5.
No idea.
It's also in like Australian dollars too, so I don't know what that equals out to.
Australian didgeridoos.
I forget what currency they use over there.
Uh,
But
Fucking, for some reason, every once in a while, I remember this kerfuffle that happened with like Australia. They're like they they made a gay porno where there's dudes fucking each other with didgeridoos. And like they're like that's offensive to the Aborigines that
I
live
think
in
it's
the area.
offensive to everybody.
Yeah, pretty much.
Jeez.
This is just so weird. It's like, why the fuck? What? Like, all these guys are
Tell me
shoving
they blow in it.
didgeridoos up their ass.
Tell
It's
me
like,
the other
yeah,
one blows
I'm pretty sure the fucking. That's what I was just wondering, but I'm
in it.
pretty sure the Aborigines are not like fucking up in arms or even know about this thing in the first place.
I just fucking spit my coffee out of my mouth.
Too busy being poor in the desert that is Australia.
Yeah.
Fucking, what is it? Like, most of Australia is unlivable.
Yeah, pretty much. That's why there's like 5 fucking major cities, and there you go.
They're all on the coast.
Yeah.
There's like nothing really inland. In
You
the
know, like what one?
middle is a giant desert of death.
You know what's really weird though? One of their biggest things is like farming. It's like, what do you farm there? I never like looked into it.
I guess like anything can grow there if you have soil that can live.
Yeah, but like, how do you really amass like a giant farmland that's actually like,
Buy some dirt.
you know what I mean? It's like eventually you're hitting desert.
Yeah, well, you can. I don't know if you can like, or even what the fuck it would be called if you could like make a desert back into like a forest. You just need water, I guess.
Yeah. I wonder how
Fucking.
deep the sands run. Just in like any desert.
I know the fucking was I know it works the opposite way. Like deserts tend to grow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is
That's
terrifying.
yeah. He was the fucking dunes like they're not stationary at all. Like I
No.
was at the fucking Outer Banks one time and there's like this place where you're allowed to drive cars around. It's a tour, so you're not really allowed to drive around. You can drive in a line. But there's this giant sand dune and there used to be a house where the sand dune is. It like over the years it like inched closer to the house and then it just engulfed the whole house.
um, I was listening to Tadpog's new episode, and they were like just talking about random shit. Sometimes they'll go on like tangents talking about Steam shit, which is always fun to learn about like new games. And they're like, I got gifted this cool game called Vampire Survivors, and I was like, oh.
Nice.
And then I went into the Discord. I was like, yo, we just did an episode on that. That's funny. And he was like, yeah, man, you can just get lost in that shit. I was like, yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. But I guess it's a remake, he said.
Really?
Yeah, I guess this is like, or like a pixel remaster of it. I'm guessing that's the one we played and shit. So,
Whatever. It's not Steam.
yeah, but they were like, yeah, man, roguelike, you just go until you can't go no more.
That's fun.
Yeah.
So,
You said you were playing some kind of weird car game
oh, I thought card.
before we got on here?
Was let me look right quick. It's still running in the background. It's more of one of those games that you don't play.
What do you mean?
It's
Oh, it plays
called
itself.
it's called Genetic Algorithm 2D Cars. So it's got like a polygon in the middle, or well, wherever, and then it's got 2 wheels, and like the cars will go on the track until they can't go any more farther, and then they'll respawn and they'll mutate so that they can attempt to go farther. It's just like how evolution works. Like the majority of the time, there's like most of the cars die at the beginning. Then eventually the one will go out farther and then the other ones will start to do the same thing. So they slowly like mutate to become better.
So, like, what is the point of the game exactly, though?
It's the car, it's just like an evolution thing, like computer generated evolution.
Hmm. Interesting.
Cause like people just always think, oh, evolution gets better. And it's like, well, not really.
Sometimes, but
Yeah.
not.
Like they just kind of randomly mutate towards something. Don't know exactly what it is.
Huh. That's
Because
funny.
sometimes they like fucking get worse. They'll get worse for a while and then they'll start getting better again.
It's like we used to have giant animals on this planet. Now they're just minuscule.
We used to have a lot more oxygen.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I don't know how. I was fucking. Is it a. Ugh. That was like the biggest stumble ever. They had a Futurama episode, I think, where it's fucking. They made the atmosphere like 100% oxygen. It's like, I'm pretty sure you'd die really fast, but like you'd be high as fuck. Like for the entire time. We're only supposed to take in 20% oxygen, I think. Is that, yeah, 70% nitrogen, 20% oxygen. It's in the air. So if like you get 5 times the amount of oxygen, it just like makes you get really fucking high.
Have you ever seen the movie Evolution?
Yes.
I love that fucking movie. I used to watch it when I was a kid all the time.
Yeah, but how like some of those was at the beginning they can't like breathe air.
Yeah.
So when they mutate they just choke to death. That's fucking funny. There's the one that was a pug. That's the one I always remember. So whenever they're all in like the house, forget if it's they go to somebody's house or it's in their house, and it's like in the closet or some shit, and it's just like this slug looking pug thing, and it just comes out. It's like, it just
Oh
starts
God!
it freak out, then it starts choking to death.
Bro, just we all know what happens if like we ever have a problem like that. We just get some head and shoulders, dog. Put it right on
There's this fucking
there.
Japanese or Korean movie I seen. Forget what the fuck it's called. Because right now the only thing that's coming to mind is Parasite, and that's like That's an anime and some movie that was really popular a few years ago. There's like this fucking monstrosity of a fucking creature. It's like half fish, half dog or some shit. Like comes out of this little river and just starts fucking with people. Like that generic scene you always see in anime where they're walking home or the sun's coming down and they're walking across the dirt path.
Yeah.
There's that concrete that slides down to the river.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's like one of those places.
We have a thing like that over across the bridge in Steubenville, the marina. It looks like that. It reminds me of that anyway.
Nice.
You ever notice that going across the big ass bridge and you like look to your right and you'll just see a bunch of sliding concrete?
No.
Really? Huh.
Yeah, might have, but I just can't think of it.
Yeah, it's kind of like a recent last couple years I've noticed that. This is kind of there. Although I guess a lot of people go there to fish,
Nice.
even though like I guess you're not allowed. I don't know, but whatever.
You gotta go by the water treatment plants.
No, I'm good.
Start you get the fish, especially catfish.
Well, I guess like the dam is like the best place for that.
It's a nice place too.
But it's like, what you gonna get in there? I mean, you've heard the rumors.
Yeah. The river used to be fucking insane. Like, for some reason, I never put two and two together, unless, I don't know, my grandparents might have told me at the same time, but I forget. There's time periods when the river would just, like, dry up
Yep.
almost, and it would freeze over and shit. I always hear people talking about that, like, oh, it's the weather's changed. It's like, well, actually, putting those locks so the river is consistent.
Well, there's a place by the police station. If you look like at the river right next to the dock where everybody, not the dock, that big fucking concrete thing that leads down to the dock where people fish off of all the time, like all the old heads are. If
Yeah.
you look to the right of that, you'll see a bunch of giant like stones, and they run in a line. And my grandma used to tell me that the river would just get like so fucking low you could walk across it, and that was like the path, I guess. I was like, that's fucking crazy. I didn't know that shit.
Yeah, that's what the locks are for,
Yeah, I
to
can.
make the river consistent and to prevent flooding.
Except for whenever Katrina came, half of Wellsburg was underwater.
Oh, they did prevent the flooding. It would have been a lot worse.
Oh,
It would have washed out Wheeling.
okay. I thought you were just talking about like Wellsburg, like around here.
Well, yeah.
Like the dude that used to take me fishing and shit, he was driving around on his boat through the town, like just getting people out of their houses and helping them and shit.
I'd just laugh.
I was like, what the fuck? Well, half of his house is underwater too. He was just like, oh, guess there's nothing else to do. That shit was fucking crazy.
'Cause I seen some fucking meme earlier or a while ago. It's within the few weeks, but it was like it was a guitar meme. It's like this flood is like almost up to the windows of the house. Well, I guess yeah, whatever. But this dude's just carried like all his guitars like up over his head. He's slugging through the water and has like his girlfriend out the window screaming at him. You gotta save the gear.
Well, like, if it's just your like guitar or whatever, if it gets like submerged in water, can you get the water out and not ruin it?
Uh,
Like
if
just an
you like
acoustic guitar,
dried it,
huh?
you like let it dry for a long time.
Yeah, like I mean, would it completely destroy an electric guitar or like?
The electronics probably.
Okay, I didn't
That's
know if there was
like
anything actually like I knew that there's stuff inside of the electric guitar, but I wondered if it was protected in case things were.
kind of.
Okay.
They could seep in the fucking pickups, shit like that. But if you dried it, it probably wouldn't be too bad. It's more the wood would absorb all of the water and like plump. And acoustic guitars are usually covered with vinyl or whatever, but the
Yeah.
inside I don't think is. So that could fuck up your fucking vinyl shit.
Hmm.
So that's not great.
Yeah, I just wondered about that. I didn't know if it would like completely ruin it or just like, like just dry it up, be all right, kind of deal.
Well, it's like weird because like the levels of humidity and shit will change your guitar a little bit, make it swell up or swell down. That'll change how the neck is bent and shit.
I found a cool game that is for pre-order on Amazon. It's the Ultimate Edition, physical copy of Death's Door. Have you ever heard of that game?
I don't know.
So you've heard of Tunic? We've had that
Yes.
talk. It looks almost like Tunic. It seems to be like just like almost just like it. Maybe not the same system, but walk around and fuck kill shit like that. I was watching a lot of gameplay. Shit looks fun. So I pre-ordered it. It's like $50, and it's like a big ass fucking box set. It's pretty cool. So I was just letting you know in case you would want to try that. I know
What
you. I know
is
you.
it? Just like a Zelda clone or whatever? Zelda inspired or
It
whatever?
looks kind of like it, but like it's not like down to the fucking teeth like Tunic is, where it's just like the only thing that's changed is some of the combat. Um, you're a fox instead of Link. You still wear Link's clothes though, and it's kind of has more of a soul system to it, but a little bit faster.
They had fucking. Is it in the that remake? Kind of. They changed how many weapons you could carry. Like there was a designated sword button, and then you could just have two other weapons. I forget how the shield worked. There might have been a designated shield button. But
And
the thing, in the remake of Link's Awakening,
okay.
the thing that I like though in the original Link's Awakening is like everybody would put their sword at A and their shield at B, but I did the opposite like all the time. So it was hard for me to adjust to having like this one specific button that you have to use instead of being able to control it.
I used my sword. Yeah, not at B, not at the bottom button. I used it at A.
Yeah, everybody
Yeah.
uses. Seems like everybody uses it the opposite way. I didn't notice until I started watching a bunch of playthroughs whenever I was gonna max everything. I was like, why is everybody fucking switched?
I mean, I get it, just because your fingers are closer to the edge, so why not hit the closer button to the edge?
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I don't know.
I'd walk with my shield up all the time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Fucking weirdo. Surprised you didn't use a shield in Elden Ring.
Let's try that recently.
I tried it at first, and I was not having that. I started learning how to parry, and then I was like, I ain't got time for all this fucking waiting shit.
Not all shields have parries.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like I tried. That's why I had the shield, because I wanted to learn the parry system, and like
Oh, really?
I got it down for a little bit, and then I was like, yeah, but this is like kind of time consuming waiting for these guys to like swing. So, yeah. So, fuck it.
You'd rather just wait for them to swing and then counter?
Well, yeah, I mean, they gotta swing at me for me to parry. But it's
Yeah,
like,
but I mean, you also gotta wait for because how aggressive they are. You pretty much have to just wait for them to swing and then counter anyway.
oh no, I usually walk in just swinging.
Did you ever get the? Did you get any good shields? What shield did you use? Like one of the little dinky ones?
Dude, this was like right at the beginning of the game. Yeah. Yeah,
I think those are the only ones that have parries. I don't know.
well,
Good
the one
helpers.
that I got came with it. I
Yeah.
started as like, what did I start as?
You samurai?
No, I was not fucking samurai.
They start with little shield.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
My buddies Fred and Brandon, you know Brandon obviously. They both started as samurais, and they both never played a Souls game. And that's what I heard was like, if you've never played one before, don't be a samurai. I was like, okay, I won't be a samurai, even though that probably would have been my
Yeah.
go-to. Like that was definitely what I was thinking about going as until I heard about that. I was the. It's not like the preacher. He has a robe with the cross on it and shit. I think
And
it's
the
called.
prophet.
I was not a prophet.
I was a prophet.
Okay. What's the other one that starts like hooded out and shit?
Uh,
He's like a mix between magic and physical.
I forget what those were called. They had like monk attire on them.
Yeah, but they have a sword and shield. So
It
it's
looked like the Quaker Oats guy.
uh, he didn't look like a Quaker Oats guy.
Yeah, they do.
What are you talking? Mine came with a hood and shit.
Besides the hood, yeah, hat and a blue suit.
I didn't
It's
see
just
no
like
hat and blue suit. What the fuck is that?
I just made like the image of the Quaker like conjures or like the nunnery type shit and whatnot.
Okay, I don't get it, but all right.
Quakers are like a religion.
I was literally. I thought you were talking about the dude on the front of the Quaker Oaks box.
Yeah, but that's where they come from, are the Quakers. The religious movement where the people always like, dress like the Quaker dude. But like It was where like darker things like nuns do.
Well, I don't know anything about that because I don't learn about religions. It's all kind of fucking stupid, honestly.
Learn about all the religion.
Fuck all that. It's like the ancient ones were the fun ones to learn about. And the
And
rest, it's just like, we're all just going to be weird.
as soon as you get deep into any of them, they're all like technical and shit.
Yeah, that's not a deep dive thing for me.
It's like Naruto's all about Buddhism.
Is it?
Yeah,
But they're
like how
ninjas.
so
But they're ninjas.
Buddhism spread into Japan.
Well, no shit, but like, don't Buddhists, like actual Buddhists, not want to kill people?
Oh, it all matters. Like the Buddhist monks had fucking hook swords and shit. Hook swords are badass as fuck.
Isn't that what you used in Elden?
No.
I thought you had a. Oh no, that was the your scythe.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I don't know why I thought it was a hook sword or something. But yeah,
Is that they got
death
like
sword
where the handles are, they have like a finger guard that goes over the handle and it has like a crescent moon blade that points out from it. So you can like punch people with it. And then it's got like a point at the end so you can stab somebody with the what is it called? The pommel maybe. And then it hooks at the tip where it got its name from, and you dual wield them so they could put the two hooks together and then swing the other sword around. And because of the blade on the hand guard, you
I
can
know
still kill
exactly what you're
people.
talking about.
Yeah,
Fucking Jet Li used that in one of the movies. I forget what it was
that's a classical Shaolin monk fucking weapon.
though.
Because
Isn't there some with like a bunch of hooks down it?
maybe that's
Or,
like the real one. Is the one I just said.
like not hooks, where they look like little circles, not really hooks. It's like a
Mm,
bunch of little rings. Yeah, rings. Oh no, I saw one that was like that before. I thought that might be what you were talking about as well.
uh, that was the because the monks, just like how priests in like Britain and Scandinavia would get raided by the Vikings, like Shaolin monks, because they had such cool shit and would get donations from people. Fucking bandits would try to raid them, and it's all cool to be peaceful unless you're getting fucking murdered.
Yeah, true. I was
Yeah.
just thinking you were talking about straight up like the peaceful monks that believe in no harm
Well,
or
there's
something
a
like that.
fucking
That's what I
that's
thought you were talking
there's
about
a
the whole time.
there's a radical sect of fucking Buddhists. Fucking Rage Against the Machines, one of their albums covers is one of those radical monks protests. What they used to do was I forget exactly what that protest was about because I the other one I heard about was a building, but and the one Rage Against the Machines used the cover for, they would fucking go down into meditation. They'd have a jug of gasoline and they'd self-immolate, just pouring it on themselves and then meditating and catch themselves on fire. They would hold meditation until they died. And the one that I heard about the building, they would fucking climb up the scaffolding onto the fucking girders and shit and set themselves on fire and jump off.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's radical.
You got like if you want like true peaceful shit, you gotta go to like the Jainists and shit, where the high up people in the religion, they have to wear a piece of cloth over their mouth so they don't accidentally breathe in parasites or bacteria and kill them.
What?
Yeah, they're like complete non-violence,
Oh,
where
okay.
you do not cause harm to anything.
What happens if they step on an ant?
I have to pray.
I was like, I step on ants, something crushes me now. Guilt. Or a giant stone.
It's like in India how they fucking love cows. It's like, how do you have something that's that big, eats that much, shits that much, and you can't fucking eat it? Like, what the fuck do you keep them for? Fertilizer, I guess.
That's funny you mentioned that. I was just about to bring up um, this video I saw in India the other day. It was like a rock slide at some kind of resort,
Oh,
and like all these fucking huge, rocks, huge
yeah.
fucking rocks flying down this big ass mountain, and
I play Pokemon.
one of them hit a fucking bridge and took out the whole bridge, and they were stuck there.
Well, it's
Like, what
also
the fuck?
India, so.
That sucks.
Remember one of those dangerous fucking road shows? There's this fucking bridge, I think it was in India, where it had the fucking, the planks of wood across it that you drive over, and none of them are nailed down. They're just laying there.
Yeah.
So like as the car goes over them, they like fucking roll and shit. And it's like, why the fuck wouldn't you nail these fucking things down, dude? It's like so fucking easy to do, but no, it's like, oh, I want fucking boards popping up while my fucking 2-ton vehicle drives on them. And in India, they fucking don't have much of a car industry.
No.
So they have like old American cars and old American frames that they like make wood chassis out of. It's like, what the a wooden fucking car? Really? What the fuck is this?
Well, they're too fucking poor, man. They can't buy anything. It
Oh, wood
sucks.
weighs like so much more than fucking steel does.
Do what?
Fucking wood, like the amount of wood that you would have to be as
Oh,
strong
okay.
as steel is
Okay,
like
I get what you're
so
saying.
big.
I was like, whoa, hold on. What are we talking about here?
You have this fucking giant fucking wooden monstrosity. It's like, dude, you're fucking gonna get dents in that fucking thing from like anything.
Chip my door frame, bro.
Yeah.
Fuck, why you parking so close?
Fucking if you use like a stronger hardwood, dude, they fucking weigh a ton.
Right.
It'd be nuts.
So it's like, if your engine or something just catches on fire, your whole car just fucking goes up. It's like, well, I'm out an entire ass car now. Can't fuck.
Looks like fucking whenever the cathedral in France burned down.
I forgot all about that.
Yeah, they're finally rebuilding it, thankfully. But
Yeah, that wasn't too long ago, though. I'd say they made a pretty quick run about it. Yeah.
yeah, but it's built like historically, like fucking 12th century fucking shit. So like how they would treat wood is by soaking it in oil.
Oh God.
Yeah. So like this thing is a fucking giant tinderbox. It's crazy.
That's fucking. Oh God.
That's why fire was so scary to people back then. It's like, oh shit, the bridge caught on fire. It's like you don't even have time to tell somebody.
Yeah. Remind me today to bring you Bloodbourne so we can play that. Because I want to play that. And Dave's in the middle of moving, so he can't play. It's irritating.
I'm still playing Elden Ring.
Oh my God. Just finish it.
Close. Still like fucking around with all the shit.
Yeah, I get that.
I want to find something I'm good with. I still haven't.
It still hits me in like the back of my head every now and then. It's like, Mitch, go play Elden Ring. It's like, nope. You're done with that.
I just started playing with shields.
Just double shields.
I want to do the double fingerprint shield because that's fun.
Why don't you do the double? I see people running the stonewall shields, the two big fucking stones.
What are they?
They're
You know what
just,
they're called?
I think they're called stonewall shields or tower shields or something. Maybe they're like they just look like the old
Are they round?
You know the old picture of like Moses holding up the testaments on those stone plates?
Yeah.
They look like two huge fucking things of those.
So they got the round top.
Kinda.
That's the fingerprint shield.
Oh, okay. Well, are they like as big as you?
Yeah.
Okay.
They look like giant, like tombstones,
Yes.
essentially.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Those. I saw some dude take on Radon and like fucking 4 hit until he was almost there, but then he turned into a comet and fucking killed him. It was such a fucking badass fight.
I seen somebody do that. They're trying to play. They're trying to see how far they could get in Elden Ring with their weight limit at 999.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So they're just like slowly walking through like the whole game.
That'd be shitty. How do you even make it across the bridge into where you fight Radon at? Like,
Well, there's a
giant
certain
air
point where they
ballistas?
stop shooting at you.
Huh?
There's a certain point where they stop shooting at you.
They shot at me clear up until I got to the fucking ballistas.
No, I mean like last time. I after you get into a certain point of the game, they don't shoot at you anymore.
Oh.
So that happened to me on my third playthrough just recently.
Hmm.
Forget if it's I don't know. Cause I beat Ronaldo first and so did you, right? So it couldn't have been then.
What do you mean you beat him first?
Ronaldo or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I think you're supposed to.
yeah, I think so.
It's Godric, Renala, and then Radon, and then everything else is optional except for Malakath, right?
And what is it, Morgott and
Oh,
Gold.
Morgott, yeah, I forgot about him. Fucking bitch. Hate that dude. Well, optional getting to like into like the game shit. Like then there's Malakath, and then the rest are all optional. But like Mog, Melania, and is there one more that are optional? I don't know.
I think you could beat the game without fighting Radan.
Can you?
I think.
I mean, it
Not
would make sense, wouldn't it?
because I just kind of in my third playthrough here, I just kind of went back and did it just because
Hmm.
I fucking whooped him. I forget what the fuck I did. Might have just been, I don't know.
That's true.
Yeah, it's just being strong as fuck again.
I just want to beat Mog. I think I fought him once by myself, and every other time it's like me and Rich trying to beat him, and me and you trying to beat
Is
him.
it after we played, I went and beat him.
Yeah, didn't you say it was like you were a lot stronger or something?
Oh yeah,
Like, was it even a tough fight or no?
kinda.
I
Cause
just hate
he's a
when he
lot
starts.
stronger too.
I just hate when he fucking zips around the ring. That shit annoys me.
Yeah. Fucking, I think I used like the fucking. Oh, this last time I used claws.
Oh, really? Damn.
Yeah.
So
I
you were just
mean, my
up close the
mimic.
whole time.
Yeah. Well, I have mimic, so we kind of took turns.
I guess I could summon my Black Knife. I've never tried to fight him with like after I got my mimic and my Black Knife leveled up all the way.
Yeah, that thing was fucking wrecking. Black Knight. And I beat, what's his name? Uh, Ronnie Simp, the wolf dude.
Yeah, you gotta tell me how to fucking get his quest line where I can fight him.
You gotta do all the Roddy stuff and then go back to Ronnie's Rise.
I went to Ronnie's Rise. He's not fucking there.
So whenever I went there, you gotta go out in front of the tower. You'll hear him like talking about how he failed her and shit.
Oh, maybe that's why I didn't. I thought he was supposed to be in the tower.
No, he's at the front of the tower.
And I thought I might have to go down to the Cephania River or whatever, that underground place or whatever the fuck it is.
He did at the beginning of his quest or whatever.
Yeah, I figured I'd find him back down there, and when I went down, he wasn't there. I went to the tower. I didn't see him anywhere. I was like, I want to fucking do this. But meanwhile, like you, well, I guess you just did it, but Rich and Dave were wearing like his fucking cloak and shit, and I was like, how you do that? And they fucking wouldn't tell me. I was like, where do I get it? He's like, you gotta get good. It's like, but how do I start? Where is it at? And he's like, don't worry about it.
You have to find his mask somewhere else.
His
You,
mask?
yeah, you get all of his gear, but his mask or his head or whatever.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Well, you
you
just
get
rip his head off and go somewhere?
no. There's you can get it before even fighting him. It's like a random item on a wall outside of was it the towers south of Ronnie's Drives.
Oh. What's up
Where
with the
that
dude in
puppet dude lives. He's a puppet dude. He lets you turn people into puppets.
He disappears, though, doesn't he?
He gets fucking murdered.
When does that happen? I don't even remember that.
I forget when exactly.
Might have to go back and actually just check this shit out. So, like, how
Yeah, I
did you...
went to the fucking what's his name, Dung Eater.
Yeah, that's another thing I needed to do. Never did that. But I can't do... I have to start a new game to do that shit. And I guess Rich beat the game, so I guess I can go and fucking do that. I was holding out for him so we could just fight it together because I didn't know anybody else playing with him. And I was like, let's just beat it. And then we stormed through fucking Dickhead before Elden Beast, and then Elden Beast fucking crushed us.
You still haven't beat what's his name, did you? That Mog.
Yeah, Mog, I need to beat him.
Oh, Rich beat Mog before you, sounds like.
I'm not sure if he beat Mog. No, because we were trying to beat Mog whenever.
Well, if he already beat the game, started over. Maybe he just
I'm
gave
gonna
up.
ask him. I don't know if he fucking ever did finish that. I could be wrong though. Maybe he did beat it. I don't know. But I still beat Melania. So fuck. Fuck you, Rich.
Yeah, I need to beat her
I don't
again.
know if he ever did beat her or not. He might have. I'm pretty sure. I think he said something about it. I'm gonna ask him.
She's fun. That was my favorite boss.
Honestly, it was the same for me.
Uh,
I had a lot. Well, I don't know. I really like fighting Malekith too.
I like what is his name? The other dude, Marlet or whatever.
Who is it?
The other Omen.
Oh, his dad or whatever. From what I heard, it was his dad.
Uh,
Doesn't make sense.
the brothers.
Oh, they're brothers.
Yeah, Morgott and the dude that you fight at the castle and at the throne room or whatever. Everybody like walks down
Okay.
the stairs and he's like, all these empty thrones.
Traitors.
Yeah.
I heard there's three brothers actually, but I forget who the third one is.
I
I
thought
think,
they were twins.
like, I heard not Radon, the fucking snake dude. I heard he was one of their brothers technically too, or some shit.
Snake dude.
The fucking
Oh,
yeah.
no. He's one of the demigods.
Oh, I don't know. I heard a bunch of things about this game.
Yeah, they would have been demigods if they weren't omens. Because omens were a curse, I think, brought on by the Dung Eater. To where when you get reborn, you're not reborn like a human, you're reborn an omen. I don't know if the Dung Eater started it or he just knows about it. Because that's like his whole thing is to defile people so when they get reborn, they're reborn corrupt.
I just want to find like a cool podcast or YouTube that like explains all of the lore. Like I found when I first started working.
I think most of it's just like connected. It's just like, because like I hear a lot of people try to make connections and it's like, you're going off like one sentence from a thing, an item description, and then you're making all these inferences.
Yeah, I get that. Like, there's when I first started at Bulldog, the place where I welded at or whatever.
Yeah.
I used to work for the press room before I became a welder, and when I first started, work was slow, so I had to sweep the plant for like a week and a half.
It's fun.
I mean, I just popped in headphones and I was like, Elder Scrolls lore. I wonder how much is in there. Holy motherfuck. I found a whole YouTube channel dedicated to it, and that got me through the whole thing. I was like, this is pretty fucking interesting. A lot of
I used to
story.
watch Fudge Muppet. That is what they're called.
What is that?
His channel did Elder Scrolls lore.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
We need to do
Fucking
Oblivion soon,
great
man. I
name.
want to fucking do that.
Dude, how about was thinking of a band name and how about this for like a death metal band? Prehensile Prolapse.
Isn't that like a band name?
I don't know if it is already, but I thought of it. So fuck that band. Retroactively get a copyright strike on that. I came up with this idea in the future. That means it's better.
Did you ever find where what's his butt lived in Moscow?
Oh no. I don't know if that was a real thing or what.
Oh, so you call me to drive to Moscow just in case?
Just in case, yeah.
Fuck you. If I would have said yes.
We just
In an
went to
alternate
Mountaineer.
timeline, I was very pissed off at you.
We just went to Mountaineer. It's fine.
What?
We just went to Mountaineer. It's fine.
Yeah, no. If I had that chicken by now, I'd be there. But no, I don't have it. So. Oh, I just realized. Next week I get a vasectomy. This fucking sucks. I forgot all about that. I just looked at the date on my calendar. I was like, oh. Oh, it
You
was a
should
vacation.
bank some sperm.
No, I'm good.
Why? Just in case.
Just in case what?
I don't know. You want to make another munchkin?
I'm good. I am done.
Dude, I watched a bunch of dwarf boxing.
What?
Yeah.
What is that?
This is these dwarves boxing.
Is this like mythological dwarves in like a cartoon or?
No, the genetic disease.
Ah,
Dwarfism.
you're cool.
It was just funny. Well, I mean, like, I don't know. At least they get a chance to do what they want.
I mean, that's fair. That's totally
Yeah.
fair.
Because,
I'm just messing around
what was it with when what's his fucking dick that was in Game of Thrones and one of the Avengers movies? Whenever he got all up his own ass about the Snow White fucking shit, he's like, this is about stereotypes because dwarves don't live in caves. It's like, well, they're not like people; they're actual dwarves, the mythical creature dwarf.
You're right. Yeah.
And this fucking one dude fucking got like super pissed off at him. He's like, dude, I'm a dwarf and there's like not much that I get to do in life and everything. You know, everybody looks at me weird and shit. And he was like, I got to be a leprechaun in the fucking WWF. He's like, that was badass, dude. I got to live my fucking dream of being this fucking in the fucking World Wrestling Federation. And you're like shitting on my dream, and you would stop me from having my dream because you think being a leprechaun's offensive. He's like, well, fucking people looked at me more normally in that situation as a leprechaun than they do in the fucking real world, you know.
I think that's more of like everybody else's fault. But yeah, sure, I got you. I know what you mean.
Yeah. Yeah, he's more accepted as who he was there than he was in real life. You know, like fucking people are so stupid about shit. It's like you want just because that dude's got like all these roles now and he's famous as fuck and can get a role almost anywhere. It's like a lot of dwarfs don't have that fucking thing. You know, they have to play with what they got.
Right? Yeah, I totally get that. Yeah, if you're just like a star being a fucking douchebag.
Dude, fucking imagine that fucking like main dude from Lollipop Guild. He probably gets all the pussy.
Or everybody from Willy Wonka.
Like, hey, bitch, I was in the Lollipop Guild. I was the leader. Like, oh, fuck.
Fucking motherfuckers. There's
R2D2 was a dwarf as well.
I'm trying to figure out how they found that many like small people to play in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory or whatever the fuck.
Pretty sure it's pretty easy. The remake, they only used one.
Really?
Yeah. It was the same dude, like CGI copied.
That's how that's how I kind of wondered how the first one was done, but then I was like, they didn't have that well back then. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, the first one is just like, hey, you want uh dwarves would do all kinds of weird like jobs like that because that was the market that they had, you know.
Right. It's
Can't
like a
really.
Jackass. They used to do scenes like that with like.
Yeah, Wee Man, yeah.
So I guess there's all the people you need right there for Willy Wonka.
Yeah, you just fucking put out a thing to like performers and this sound mean, but like circus acts and stuff.
Right. I
Like
guess.
they're gonna flock to that. It's like, you mean I get to be famous in a movie? That's badass.
I'm not slightly famous, but yeah, you'll be in a movie.
Dude, it's also cool because like the pickings are short. Dude,
Jeez. I'm just like waiting for my dogs to go ape fucking shit whenever this Amazon truck shows up at my house.
it's gonna deploy the drone.
Well, it's like I'm looking out the window waiting for it so I can mute my mic because I know they're gonna go nuts. I'm just waiting on 2 boxes of what are they called? Pokemon Go ETB. It's like
Did you?
the big boxes with like 10 packs in it or whatever.
Mm.
But they came out with a Pokemon Go set and the cards look really cool, so I wanted to grab it. Plus, I used to play Pokemon Go, so it's like fuck it, this would be cool.
Did you see the was it years ago whenever they first floated the idea for the drones,
What? What do you mean? What drones?
Amazon
Oh
drones?
yeah, fuck yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for that.
Oh, dude, that was a fucking shit show. For like they have that shot, that zoomed out shot of the fucking truck, and the fucking drone just like flies into it.
Well, I heard in like bigger cities they do the drone thing.
Yeah,
That would be sweet to have like everywhere. Get my
they
package
still
same
kind of
day.
fuck up though.
Do that.
I don't know. I don't know. It seems so unnecessary, truthfully.
It's unnecessary unless you like want your shit that day.
Mm. Well, no, they drive a truck and then the drone comes from the truck.
Oh
It's
what?
not like, yeah, because drones don't have like super batteries on them.
I just
And there's
thought it'd be
only
like,
certain
man.
packages that are available for that because of the weight limitation.
That's what I always wondered, like how much weight can it actually hold? Like I can't order a bed and have it dropped onto my porch with a
Yeah.
drone or something like that.
Yeah. Well, see, in our area, it's just like because of how far away the houses are, it's easier for you to just drive
Yeah, well,
truck.
it also helps that like 30 minutes away there's an Amazon distribution center, so usually we get our shit fast anyway.
Yeah.
So,
Fucking, what was that? I got an email about that, and it's like, hey, there's an Amazon distribution center by you, so you can go pick it up if you feel like it. It's like, are you gonna fucking use this for an excuse to be like, hey, come get this shit? Because no, I don't want to fucking do that. I don't want to fucking ever pick it up. Drop it off at my fucking house.
oh, dude, if I
I
got an
get how
email with
it's
that option, I
convenient for
would do
people.
that.
I get
If
how
I
it's
wanted it bad enough.
convenient sometimes, but I'd rather just have shit delivered to my house.
Yeah, I feel that. It's like that's kind of the purpose of ordering shit, so you don't have to leave your house.
Yeah. It's like, well, it's basically by Walmart. It's like, well, I can just go to Walmart.
I'm waiting for like an Amazon store happen, because like they started those, I guess. You
Yeah.
walk in and like you just pick up your
Scans the
shit.
barcode as you get shit, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking cool. But it's like, will this take over Walmart one day? One day.
I don't know. I don't know how, like, convenient it is.
I mean, you don't have to scan anything. You just shove your card in. But it's like, I don't know. There's way more shit from Amazon than there is Walmart.
Yeah.
So I just think it would be a better store personally.
Uh, yeah, but what are you gonna put in it?
Everything.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about.
It's just gonna be another Walmart, just bigger and better. Is what I'm saying. But it's like it would take a long time for that to all actually happen.
I don't even know why they would do that. Like, it just, like, you don't have the overhead of having brick and mortar.
That is true. That's very true.
Yeah. Because those are the stations or whatever we were just talking about are just like factories. Yeah, they're big warehouses where shit goes and then gets delivered. It's not like a store.
I was watching like a video where it was like a smaller version, not really like, it didn't look big.
Yeah, I've seen the ones you're talking about. They're
Okay,
just like convenience stores or whatever,
okay.
essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
There's, what the fuck is it? There's another game I wanted to tell you about, but I don't. Oh, yeah. Are you gonna pick up that triangle strategy?
Man,
You need to pick that up, or I'll
what's
just
it
let you
for?
borrow it. I'm almost done. Switch. Yeah, I'm almost done with it. I have like 4 more chapters to go, and there's a decision in the end because you're in the middle of like it's like three fucking places of power, and you're one of them, and it's like we are constantly being used by the other ones to fight each other, and they're constantly using each other to fight us, and it's like there are no allies here. And then there's like an option near the end, and it's like everything I've been doing, I chose the path to just not do that shit anymore. So I wonder how the game's gonna end. I just wanted to see it. So it's like this honestly does make more sense than constantly dealing with this war. Pretty
Um,
badass though.
I don't know how it plays out in like fucking, was it Mountain Blade? Remember in the second one, I finally like gained renown as like a general and shit. And I was fighting with the Empire. Empire was going good, and then we started a battle with somebody, and then everybody else invaded us from the back. It was like, okay, fucking, we lost like 3 castles and 3 cities within like a fucking few years. So yeah, that's fucking terrible.
Right. It's like our whole thing is like, oh, we were known in the this war 30 years ago as being like the mighty motherfuckers that basically put an end to the war, and it's like everybody's constantly trying to use us or like betray us and use us, or there's never really a trade-off of can you just be our allies if we do this for you and you do this, and that's like everybody else is always just scheming and we're the only ones just trying to stop all this fucking shit, and
It's
all these
like,
decisions create like multiple trees in like the story. And it's like every decision you make is going to change every fucking thing, and it's like, what the fuck, man?
it's
It's
basically what
awesome.
Berserk is kind of set around.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because what is it, the Order of the Griffin or whatever? I forget what it's called. But like, they do some great shit at the beginning, and then Griffin gets like fucking like the absolute worst medieval torture that happens to people.
What, disembowelment?
No, where they hang you up by a chain and they take a rod, a steel rod, and they bash the top of your hand, and then they slit underneath your wrist to cut the tendons. And they do that on both your hands, and then they do that to your ankles. They smash your feet first, your tarsals or whatever, and then they fucking like cut into your fucking tendons so your tendons don't work anymore. And
Just
then they
let you
just
go.
no, they just keep beating you and like feeding you enough food to keep you alive, and they usually shove a fucking mask on you with the thorns in it that stab into your face. So your wounds heal around the thorns and it keeps it on.
Gross.
Yeah. Like that's the fucking like ultimate fucking torture shit. Where they, cause like the whole point of it is to make you completely worthless. Like, cause your hands won't work anymore and you can't even control your wrists properly. There's no way in hell you could use a sword again. You could hardly even farm if you felt like it.
You felt like it.
Yeah, they pretty much essentially made you a homeless beggar for the rest of your life.
Oh, they don't kill you.
No,
Ah,
they don't.
never mind.
A lot of times in medieval shit, they didn't kill you. They just crippled the shit out of you.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was like this one decision I had to make where it was like, should we surrender the prince to the people that took over his kingdom, which is part of your kingdom, because you're a part of one of the three high houses in that kingdom? And it's like, should we surrender them? Should we blow up the bridge and then force them to surrender and like win by a parlay essentially? Or, and I don't know why this was a decision. I didn't see the military draw in this one where it was like just blow up their warship, and it's like, but there's like a bunch of warships. There's not just this one warship. It's like, is this the big one where they can't leave, and then we still got to fight because we have the holy state fucking backing us on this one because they can use that as leverage? And the entire thing, this entire fucking game revolves around salt,
Nice.
like salt trade. So yeah,
Salt's good.
and like the holy state of Hyzant is like, yeah, we have.
They're the most salty.
They are the most salty. They have like the holy seven, which is like seven ministers of the state, and then they have this goddess thing that's inside this tent, and the Hierophant speaks to it, and then it speaks to the Hierophant, and then the Hierophant relays it to everybody else. And it like they have all the salt, quote unquote, and from like 30 the war 30 years ago, there was like a race of people that they put in there,
Yeah.
and the girl that you are to wed is of that race, but was like somehow a concubine. I'm not going to get into that part because it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, but you guys find out, see it, they're mining all the salt for them, and it's supposed to be a gift from the goddess. It's only bestowed upon those who are worthy. So all these slaves are mining the salt, and yeah, shit gets fucking twisted up, and there's a danger to the holy state's religion and all this other fucking crazy shit. So that's what makes them get involved, because they're like, we can't. If there's more salt out there, it is to be known to be a gift from the goddess, and it's ours immediately. And everybody's like, no. No, 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 no. And it's just like this huge fucking story. It's really good.
So that was like shit, like all the background stories for like Kenchi's fucking, um, what are they, like kingdoms, I guess. Those are all pretty neat and shit like that. Just
Yeah.
like that.
Well,
Fucking, was that the, Holy Kingdom, the High Lord Phoenix, uh, how they pick a new leader. I forget if the leaders, it's like how fucking Amestria does in, Full Metal Alchemist, how they like take a bunch of hopefuls that are like orphans, except in the Holy Empire's instance, they make them orphans. Like when you're chosen, they kill your parents and take you away to a school where you get indoctrinated to become like the leader.
yeah.
Like how Bradley becomes the Führer in Full Metal Alchemist. It's pretty much what happens.
Yeah, this game is mostly story. It's mostly story and making decisions, and then the battles you do are because of those decisions. And it's called Strengthening Your Convictions and the Scales of Conviction and all this shit. And it's really good. And just you can go out into the town and talk to people to get hints onto how to persuade your other war council members who are also your teammates. It's like a million things you can do. Go around town just like finding items and shit to use, and you you upgrade your weapons and stats and shit using like certain things, and you can promote people and your like war council friendship of army thing.
Yeah, give them roles and whatnot.
Well, they already have their roles. Everything's already selected. That's the only thing about that is like this. You might have three different bowmen, but there are clearly some bowmen are clearly better than others, especially at certain things. I still use my first bowman because she's so mobile with her hawk. She rides on a giant hawk, and if you go up to like say like a higher point on the map and shoot down, you do way more damage, and you get like these things to trade in for each battle to this one dude, and he'll give you other special shit that you can't get anywhere else.
Huh.
It's a really fun game, but it's like kind of micromanagey, but not. I don't know. I have fun like fucking with everything. So
Sounds pretty cool.
yeah, I'll just let you borrow it after I'm done. You'll like it.
Is that in Fire Emblem? There's like to have like a war over a little like area while the battle is. There's like towns you can interact with, and there'll be like the town hero decides to join you or whatever. And you'll hear like legends of people from different towns and shit. There's like special shops. There's like is that a trader that you can become good friends with, and eventually she becomes like your ally and joins your team. But she gives you like a special card, and there's like hidden merchants on the fucking battlefield that you can find and get like badass shit that you can't get in the outer world market.
I'm trying to figure out because I kind of want to buy one of these Fire Emblem games, but I don't know which one I should do. Like, I always heard the one on Gamecube, The Path of Radiance, right? Am I right?
Yeah. I never played that one, but yeah.
I heard that's like the best one.
Awakening's probably best start. It's probably the easier one. Yeah.
Maybe. Which one's that for? 3DS?
Yeah.
I thought so. Yeah, because I had that at one point.
Definitely the fucking easier one, especially if you play on like normal where you can redo battles over again. There's like this, you get like a smelly box or something. It's like 500 gold. And you could just do that and it'll summon these revenants or whatever. And so you could just have battles and level all your shit up.
There's the cool thing about triangle strategy is even if you lose a match, you're gonna have to do it over again. But like everything you like leveled up and experience you got and shit, you still get to keep it. So it's because these battles are long as fuck. So it's like they are like pretty fucking challenging. So it's like it's long and challenging. So here we're gonna let you keep your shit. So at least whenever you feel like you lost, you don't feel like quitting the fucking game because everything wasn't for nothing.
Awakening has a casual mode where your people, whenever their health bar goes all the way down, they're like, oh man, I gotta bail or else I'm gonna die. And then, yeah.
Yeah, there's no permadeath in Triangle.
Yeah. Well, the fucking thing about
maybe
Awakening,
I don't know.
thing about Awakening that makes it like so much easier is that there's like a timeline merge thing where people from the future come into your past to help you, and it's the children of your warriors. So if like is it the last version of a Pegasus Knight, which only females can be, they have this attack or this ability called like, is it Gale or something?
Probably a wind move.
What it does is that if you slay an enemy in that turn, you get to move and attack again. So you fucking have that as your last trait on your female character, and then like pretty much anything from what is it, the males can be mercenaries, I think? No. Fuck. Whatever their special class is, you can have that as their last thing, and they'll add it to that. So like you can have a badass starting character. And then there's fucking Morgan, which is your kid, your main character's kid. And then you can make that fucking character ridiculous. Because if you marry Chrome, you can marry anybody essentially. But if you marry Chrome specifically, there'll be a trait called the Rightful King that Morgan will get, and it's a fucking ridiculous trait. And he can be a Lord class, which only like people that are descended from Chrome or like his family can be. You have to be a leader to be one of those classes, and they get like the rapiers Rapture, like the best swords.
Really?
Yeah. I don't think they're. It's probably spelled close to rapier, but it's not, because I forget. Because it's like
Rapper.
something. A raptor.
It's a giant claw at the end of it.
It's these badass swords that hit hard and have good hit rate. But fucking, you get that to Morgan and you get like that Gale Wind fucking trait. Fucking Morgan just fucking murders people. It's ridiculous.
You get a bunch of like side characters. You have the option to go and do these things because it'll pop up on your map like after so many different parts in the story. And like, there's one that's a voice smith. That's the class. He like just persuades people to just fuck off or just attack him and shit like that. There's like a blacksmith that can make ladders and make going like higher terrain way easier and shit.
Oh yeah.
But like, I'm pretty much stuck with my original party for the most part. There's like a juggler from the circus. She's just like some little girl. I don't know what the fuck I've never even used her. I haven't used the voice smith dude either. But I found this girl. She's like a medic, like a nurse or something, and she can use double items every turn. But you only get to move once. So unless you're Milo, if you're Milo, you can move twice if you use the special move. But you can run up like in the middle and like say you only have like everybody's hurt as fuck. You can be like one potion, hyper potion, and everybody around you's heal. And it's like, yeah, suck a dick. But I leveled her all the way up, and now she can fucking stab the shit out of people too.
Nice.
So that was pretty cool.
I remember Fire Emblem gives your cleric some kind of attack. I forget what it is though. I think they might be able to leech people's shit. I forget.
Oh, dude, half my people barely even fucking like, cause most of my party that I use is
Yeah.
leveled and maxed like all the way up in attack and shit like that. And to be honest with you, dude, only like half my people do like real fucking damage,
Yeah.
and the rest are like healers. And like I don't play with healers like that, but playing this game, it's like I've kind of learned how to use it to my advantage a lot more instead of just straight attacking constantly.
It's
But
good.
you can like put two people. It's either side to side or front to back. You can't do like from behind and on the side. So if I attack somebody from the front with another one of my dudes on the tile behind him, it'll double attack him. They'll both attack. And same thing from the sides as well. Or if
So
like I'm in front and I shoot an arrow from like above somewhere and it hits and there's somebody behind him, they'll slash them.
mm,
So it'll work like that. It's weird how that one works. I don't understand that, but
the Awakening had something like that too. There's like a friendship system or whatever. Like your people would become closer the more they fought next to each other like that, and you could make them like combined into one tile.
oh, that's cool. See, you cannot do that. And
Yeah,
it's
there. You could
that's like
switch them around and shit.
it stops your fucking movement too whenever you have like somebody in your fucking way. That's so annoying. I hate that. Because it like restricts my movement. If I could just get around this dude, that's my dude, but I caused the fucking pile up because I put everybody in front.
Yeah.
And I learned that over time. I was like, oh, so I guess I just can't do this unless their movement range is so wide around they can just.
So I would have my Robin chick. She would have she'd be like a sword master, and then pair her with Chrome, and they'd just fucking kill everything. It was ridiculous. But this game is OP as fuck.
Did you finish Three Houses?
No,
Oh, really?
Three Houses is weird.
What about Echoes?
Echoes, I was playing that one recently, but I haven't beat that.
Well, Three Houses is on the Switch. There's another one on the Switch too, right? Is that Echoes?
Uh, the other one I think is a like not like a Fire Emblem game.
Oh, one of those.
Yeah. 'Cause Echoes is 3DS. 'Cause there was, what is it? Birthright, something else, and then there's like one that's like DLC for both of them because it's like they're both different sides of the same story kind of thing.
Hmm.
Like after Awakening, like 3 or 4 Fire Emblem games came out.
Oh, there are 3 Fire Emblem games for the Switch. Three Houses, Warriors, and Three Hopes.
Uh,
I get. I'm.
that's Three Hopes.
I'm guessing that's the new. The reason I brought this up is because when I was at Walmart the other day, I looked in. I was like, "What's that Fire Emblem game up there?" Because that has never been in that slot before, and I'm guessing that's Three Hopes. Because I got it confused. I was like, "Hasn't that game been around for a while?" And it's probably the
Yeah,
It is. It is. Fire Emblem Warriors Three Hopes.
yeah, it's a sequel to the other one.
Yeah. See, I didn't even hear any announcements on that.
So those aren't real Fire Emblem games.
Those aren't real games. We don't talk about this.
Well, they're fucking hack and slash.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm waiting for him to come out with. Wait, maybe they already did, didn't they? Wait, is that what that is? Is it the fucking Hyrule Warriors but Fire Emblem?
I think so.
Dude, because I'm pretty sure they had a Fire Emblem skin thing at 1.4, one of the Dynasty Warriors or some shit.
Yeah.
Huh.
Wouldn't doubt it.
That's
I
interesting.
still like Empires of those.
Empires?
Yeah.
What's that?
You like, uh, what is it? There's like a bunch of warring factions. I think it's based off of like, uh, I don't know when, old, China. And you pretty much are vying to take over all of China. You have like, you can hire other people to join your army and shit, and you can be subordinate in another army, or you can go be a free agent and be a mercenary, or you can start your own empire.
I love that game, Mercenaries.
I started was my empire was all women, and we were like super evil.
Alright then. Um,
Because you have stratagems or whatever that you use, and there's like bravery, uh, bravery, evil, and like a bunch of other different ones, and they affect what level you are, and that affects what strategies you can use. You can use them in battle to help you. Like one that always fucked me was the lockdown one, where you're fighting at a fucking base to take it over, and the doors lock you into the fucking base. So they just lock you away for a while. That's fucking. If you use that on the enemy when sometimes they have 3 people attacking one base, you can do that and then just fucking flank the entirety of the map.
yeah. Oh, speaking of like flanking and shit, last night me and uh, me and Wyatt got our first together victory royale in Fortnite. That was cool. That was fun as shit. Cause like Wyatt's whole problem is he runs in with like no fucking disregard. Like I'm just gonna run in there with a shotgun. And I'm like, don't fucking run down that hill. That's how we lose every fucking time. And like I'm just back there with like this scoped like it's almost like a BR from Halo. And I'm just like brr, brr, brr. And then Wyatt runs in shotgun, and then I'm turned to the next guy, brr, brr, brr. And we did this like working our way through the whole game where I'd like snipe people and shit.
Yeah.
And like the circle got to the very smallest it could be, and we could not find the last dude. And just so happens I was walking up some stairs and I turned to my left and I just saw this shadow. And I was like, yo, get him! And he's just started building all around him. I was like, fuck that. And I just started blasting his shotgun. And then there's Wyatt just walks right next to him. And we won the fucking game.
Yeah.
I'm just having a lot of fun with that. Because, like, I don't like the building aspect of it, mainly because I'm not good at it, and I think it's fucking horseshit. But like, I don't know. It's really fun to just go out into a big open fucking world and just fucking hunt people. That's how I try to look at it. It's just hunting.
There's some really cool game that's like that, except like when you get dropped down into the map, there's like monsters at specific locations, and you're supposed to hunt whichever ones, and then there's like another team of two trying to do the same thing, and they can kill you for extra points.
What is that? Well, Nathan, when he was watching my house, he downloaded Vampires of the Masquerade, and it's like the same thing as Fortnite, and it's fucking cool as shit.
What?
Yeah.
That doesn't even make sense.
Well, no, it's like a spin-off thing of it, but it's like a battle royale version.
Vampires and Masquerade.
Yeah, it's like kind of like using story parts of it, but you go out and you just kill shit. I don't know. It's fucking weird, but it's fun. It's hard though. It's hard
I want
because
to play that.
huh?
I want to play that as a like D&D style thing.
I do as well. I've heard about it so much, like, got me interested in it.
Yeah, I want to be Nosferatu.
Can you be Nosferatu?
Yeah, it's one of the classes.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I don't
there's
know
like
anything about the class system or anything. I've just heard about it.
6 or 7 vampire clans. They have different specialties and whatnot. The what it all matters is what part of the when you're in the story, because was it in the 90s the Nosferatu, since they're like hideous and they're obviously vampires, they're like not there's not really much they can do. So they have to maintain the masquerade. So they like mostly live in the sewers and shit
Right.
and abandoned houses, and they made their own version of the internet that they use to share information and shit.
That's strange.
They're like, forget exactly what they do. I know they're like super strong and super ugly, and they're really good at gathering information. I think that's what they do.
Just the ugly spies.
So
Not James Bond vampires. Just vampires.
I think they do mind control pretty well too, so there's that.
That sounds fun. You want to jump into Pikmin? Because we're like an hour 22 in.
Yeah, I know.
All right. Mike, you picked this game. Kick it.
Kick it. Kick. Yeah. Oh, we sing Beastie Boys.
Yeah.
What did I do right here? This is what I'm doing. I'm doing this Wikipedia Andy stuff.
Oh, you're doing
This
this.
article is about the video game series. For the first game in the series, see Pikmin 1 video game. For other uses, see Pikmin disambiguous. Pikmin is a real-time strategy and puzzle video game series created by Miyamoto. Not good with names, shut up. Especially not Japanese ones.
Is it Japanese?
Published by Nintendo, the game focuses on directing a horde of plant-like creatures called Pikmin in order to collect items by destroying obstacles, avoiding hazards, and fighting fauna that are hazardous to both the player character and the Pikmin. That's a short summary right there.
Shigeru Miyamoto.
Yes.
Shigeru. Yeah, there you
Like, that's way too many syllables, bro. Oh, I get what's the other one? Vowels.
go.
Yeah.
Owls.
The amount of vowels in fucking Japanese names, like, fucking mess with me for some reason. It's like, why are there I's and O's and U's in the same name?
All right, let's fucking talk about it.
Came out in 2001.
For the
GameCube. From my recollection, it was originally, was it a tech demo for the GameCube, how it can control 100 different polygons at the same time.
You did tell me about that.
Yes, and then it evolved into this game that has all of the art has this very like paper mache fucking look to it, and it looks cool as shit. Like everything looks like a diorama.
Yeah.
The game
Um,
itself doesn't look as stylized as the art, but yeah, limitations.
limitations. 3 looks pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
But we're not
There's
talking about 3.
there's that little thing where three talks about how the where the I forget where Omar's from, what planet it's called, but how they have a lust for gold, and they also have big noses.
Yeah. And
Kinda,
Olimar,
kinda little sketchy there.
he's out there looking for gold, right? Olimar is?
No, you got crash lands randomly.
Yeah, but he's just out there, and that's why. Here we go. Here's a plot. Pikmin, the
He's
main
like a
protagonist.
delivery guy.
Pikmin, the main protagonist, is Captain Olimar, a tiny, 1 inch tall, humanoid extraterrestrial from the planet Hockatate. The
Yeah,
story starts when Olimar is taking an intergalactic vacation in outer space.
yeah.
However, during his flight, a comet hits his spacecraft, the SS Dolphin, which that is the what the fuck is it called? The system they use for Gamecube.
That
It's
was the
called
emulator,
Dolphin.
and
Yeah,
that was the was it the project name for the GameCube before it got named GameCube.
yeah, a reference to the Gamecube's code name, Project Dolphin. Yeah, that one, whatever.
Yeah.
Which is then pulled into the gravity field of an uncharted planet, which is, let's face it, it is Earth. One of
Essentially, yeah.
yeah. Uh, Parts of the spaceship fall off as it plummets to the ground, and the oxygen is poisonous. He has 30 days. He got to find him. Then he sees a Pikmin.
Finds an onion,
Onion.
and then
Whatever.
it bursts up into life, and then Olmar's like, "Hey, what's that?" And then a little seed sprout pops out and goes into the ground.
And he's like, what? And he plucks it.
Like,
Plucks it.
oh,
And that angers Mike because it didn't evolve into a flower yet. Which he
yes,
made me watch him do for 20 fucking minutes.
just on the first one.
Fuck you. Fuck you.
That's what you gotta do, bro.
Fucking cheesing it.
No.
I couldn't wait that long for all that shit. I was like, damn,
I do that every time.
dude. Yeah.
Why one of the best things about Pikmin is how the saves are set up. At the end of each day, it says, "Do you want to save?" And if you say no, it'll be like, "Do you want to continue from a previous day?" And you can say no and just keep going and not save like a fucking baller. Or you can just be like, "Oh yeah, I'd like to restart that day." And like even if you just have the save file, like what I do is when I beat it, is press the little negative button on the Wiimote and put it all the way down to day 2 and start over from there because fuck doing day 1 again. I did that 3 times and then never again, unless it's like on a new save.
Yeah, you were like finding a bunch of shit. Whenever didn't you say you never knew that you could like throw them up on that little ledge?
Well, I didn't for a while,
Ah,
but I did figure that out a long time ago. Because it was just like, how do I get time down? And found out at the beginning, it's like, oh, you can kind of reach that wall. It's a little hard because there's a ledge that blocks you. And the one way I found is that whenever you're Pikmin, if you throw them all into one spot, they'll like slowly spread out from that spot. So they'll eventually be attracted to it.
hmm. And you played. Oh, this was also released. It had a physical copy released on the Wii.
Hmm.
Mike likes it more. I'm sure it is better after we compared the two.
Yeah, if
Only
you
just
get your
because a couple
controller right.
things, but yeah, it's just I don't know. I really like the C stick for just moving the horde around at once.
You
But
just press it down on the D-pad on the Wiimote.
what do you? How do you control them
It's either with the analog or just the air or the motion thing. I think it's just the motion thing.
though?
Wherever your thing's pointing is where it goes to.
Yeah.
I
I don't
see.
know. That could go both ways if you don't have like a good like
If you don't have your
monitor thing.
Wiimote shit set up properly.
Yeah. That's why I just like the little C stick. But you don't have as much range, I don't think, as the Wii,
Uh,
because you can only
well,
really move them around you. I don't know
there's
how
like
far out you can do it on the
the
Wii.
longer you hold it down, the more they stretch out.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So you guys have a longer spread, but mine's like a definite. They are going here as long as like you know. I don't know. I could go both ways, I guess. But the Wii one looks way better than the GameCube one. Like way better.
I haven't played that. I haven't played the original one in a long time.
Part of me
Since I was
wonders.
like in third grade.
Part of
Like,
me wonders if like the HDMI cord I had on the Wii also had something to do with it though, because I played it straight up on my GameCube, and then we played the Wii version on the Wii, obviously, with the HDMI cord plugged in. Because I
I
got the
never knew that was a thing.
yeah, it's a little mod. You buy it for like $15 on eBay or some shit. So it's pretty cool. Lights up
Yeah.
green.
I like to fucking plug my AV cords into a fucking new TV where they're like, there's three in between them for some fucking reason. I don't even remember if they're colored right. I know on some TVs they're not.
Green, blue, and red. You know what
Yeah.
I'm talking about? That's GameCube had. If this is one of the most expensive items for the GameCube, I do not have them, and I never
It's
will
all the
buy them.
shit you plugged into the bottom of it.
Oh no, not that. These cables are more than that. This is like it's like $200 or $300 for the set of cables. They're composite cables. That's what they're called. GameCube composite cables. You can buy a set of those cables for like $200 to $300.
Like,
Yeah, exactly. It just it makes it look and sound better, I guess. Or you could just get a backwards compatible Wii, buy a
yeah.
$15 HDMI cable mod, and just use that.
Oh,
Your pick.
that's how you do
Yeah. I mean, I love GameCube collecting and shit like that, but I'm not buying those cables.
it. You
Same
make a
with
wall of GameCubes.
that'd be fucking sweet. I want to get the Pokemon Gale of Darkness DX GameCube. It's like silver, but has like Lugia in the center of it.
Has a loogie in the center of it.
A Lugia,
Oh, no.
a Pokemon.
So I remember some people, whatever Lugia like appeared first in the zeitgeist, like some people called it like Luigi.
What?
Yeah, I remember there was like the pre-Pokemon fucking leaks where fucking I think it was a bad translation of it in Japanese, but it like came out to Luigi.
There was there was a fucking meme I saw last night, and it was like whenever you're stuffed and you can't eat anymore, but then you burp, and then you can all of a sudden eat more, and then the next thing under it's Lugia from the movie. It's like the song has healed me.
That was a
Like
weird
that's
movie.
I thought it was awesome seeing all the legendary birds in it.
Oh yeah, yeah, but it's weird.
Zapdos never gets too much credit.
Fucking dude had a giant like floating castle and he fucking sent
Yeah.
out balls or whatever to catch them.
Yeah.
They needed their crystal essence or whatever to be planted on this three islands to awake whatever the fuck it
Awakened
was.
Lugia.
Yeah. And that was like not in the games like whatsoever.
That'd be sweet if it was.
Well, there's the Ho-Oh with the burning tower, but
That was
or
cool.
whatever the fuck it was called.
Yeah, that and Lugia was in the Seafoam Islands. That was the extent of that.
Wasn't that where Articuno was?
Articuno was in the. Uh, wasn't there a different name for those islands?
I thought they were Seafoam
Are
Islands.
they both in the Seafoam Islands?
I guess.
Are they both? I don't know. I'm gonna find out eventually.
Might be like deeper in the cave or some shit.
Yeah, because they were both Well, Articuno is like just up on this thing. He's not really in like the deep, deep part, but like Lugia is like super deep down in there.
I love Articuno.
Did you see that you haven't played Sword and Shield yet? Correct.
Spent hours catching Articuno with Premier Balls just to have him in a Premier Ball.
I never understood why people like doing that. Like
I love
certain
Premier
Pokemon and
Balls.
certain balls.
Just the look of the ball.
Yeah, I got you. People do that on they catch certain Pokemon in Dream Balls on the
Yeah.
new one and sell them on eBay. Yeah.
Is
But
it that one ball that the special Pokemon come in? The I'm talking about when you like go to a store and download it or whatever.
I never saw that.
You ever did that?
Whirl Islands is where
Oh,
Lugia was. No, I never did that.
that's how I got the special Jirachi.
Fuck you, man. Fuck you. I
But,
have a Jirachi download disc for Pokemon Coliseum.
huh,
I don't know if it's still on there.
where would it go?
I think you just download it into your memory card on the GameCube and then you turn on Pokemon Coliseum and somehow get it in there. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, have you ever seen the trading system for how to get your Pokemon from Game Boy Clear to Sword and Shield?
Oh no.
So many cables and so every console and every
Uh,
fucking cable. It's like ridiculous.
I don't even know how the first one would work because they're like different. They're coded differently.
You send them to a Game Boy Advance and then you uh
I mean, I don't think that like
and then you well,
worked too well because of how their stats were configured because the games were different.
yeah, I saw a dude who did a Charizard from Gen 1 and got him all the way into Sword and Shield. So like you gotta plug it in, send it to a Game Boy Advance, use a Game Boy Advance link cable on your GameCube, send it into your GameCube on Pokemon Box or some weird shit, then do this other weird ass fucking shit on the computer, I think, then send it to fucking Pearl or it's fucking ridiculous.
Oh,
Yeah, it's you literally have to span all of the fucking games on this just to get it there, and then go into Pokemon Home and then get on your phone or whatever and fucking download it into your thing. It's so fucking weird. I don't know, it's crazy. But anyway, we're here talking about Pikmin. Fucking Pikmin. I want to play
yes.
those games now. Damn it. Um, yeah. Anyway, find a Pikmin. There are 3 types of Pikmin, and you will encounter them in different lands on your travels on Earth or the planet.
Yeah,
So
the planet.
the planet. There's a name for it. What's it called? Like they call it something. Planet.
Uh, it just says mysterious planet.
Uh, I thought they called it something.
I
But anyway.
thought, Sam.
Anyway, what are the 3 types of Pikmin, Mike? And describe them for me. For
There's
the listeners.
it's red. The first ones you get, they're stronger than the other Pikmin. And they're resistant to fire. It's pretty much their thing. Then we get to the yellow ones. So the yellow ones, you throw them higher, which for fighting is not very good, but it's good to reach objects and shit. Then they pick up bomb rocks, which I always thought were like cockroach turds. Bomb rocks, use them for specific gates. You can use them on enemies. It's kind of hard to use them on enemies because Pikmin, like, when you throw them at them, they'll like run away a little bit and then throw the bomb. Sometimes, most of the time, the enemy's moving towards them when they throw the bomb, so they end up blowing themselves up.
Yeah.
It's always a problem. Fucking
Oh, and you could throw them higher.
yeah, I said that.
Oh, I
And
didn't know. Sorry.
Baloos, which are weaker than most Pikmin, they pretty much just resistant to water. They have little gills on the sides of their neck. I don't know if you can see them, but it definitely talks about their existence. It has because at the end of each day, whenever Olmar sees something new, he writes it down in his little journal. And it'll say it at the end of the day, or it'll be reference notes for you later if you feel like it. And it has a little diagram of what of the blue Pikmin that like points to their little gills that they have on their neck.
Yeah.
The yellow ones also have big ears for some reason.
Huge ears.
Yeah.
So they can fly.
The other
Dumb.
Pikmin don't even have ears.
I never noticed that.
Yeah, I was just looking at the cover. I was like, what the fuck?
um, yeah. So, how were you introduced to this game?
I just found it whenever I was like, I guess in fourth grade or something. Because that's when 2001, fourth, fifth grade for me. And well, this was a really hard game when I was a kid.
Same.
Did not beat it when I was younger. At least I don't think so. I might have been able to like eke it out by so you have to get 30 parts within 30 days. And there's 5 parts that you don't have to get. And they're kind of mixed into every level, so it's not like you're gonna really notice. What is that? I gotta look up the parts. How well did this do in sales?
How well did it do in sales?
In the first week, Pikmin sold more than 101,000 copies.
So kind of like not that great.
That's pretty good for 2001.
Yeah, I guess for that time period, I guess that would make more sense.
And then it fell in between 10 and 15 the following week. So it did like, it's kind of like Thor Love and Thunder numbers right there.
I heard that movie did pretty good.
It was the drop off for the second week was like 60%.
Damn.
Yeah.
Probably all those free movie sites because I know a bunch of people that use those.
I just I think I heard it had the same problems as like Doctor Strange, where it's just like stupid and like the weird Thor that they're trying to like push now, where he's just always like comic relief. That's like one of the things that always turns me off in Marvel movies, where it's like, oh, this serious thing just happened. It's like, oh, well, at least we have soda or whatever the fuck. And it's like, oh yeah, thanks, buddy.
I haven't seen it yet. I heard it's like pretty. There's a lot of dark parts into it, and like, cause that even the dude that watches a bunch of movies on Tadpog was talking about it. He was like, it's just good to have him there as like comic relief because this movie is like standalone and like pretty fucking dark. I was like, I see that. Cause
I
like
just
you know me
don't
though, I
like
like
how
comic
Marvel
relief
does
movies.
that shit.
I don't know how this one is. I'm still waiting to see it. I don't know how they do it in this movie, but normally I like it. Like Deadpool is nothing but comedy.
Yeah, but that's like that is what Deadpool is.
I heard the ending was really emotional though.
Uh,
Some shit.
Fucking what is
Don't tell me it because I don't know what it is. Because they
I
didn't
mean,
say.
like the whole origin thing of Deadpool is like he has cancer and they try to cure it with like Wolverine's healing factor and like it works too good. So like Deadpool is essentially a bunch of tumors and he got his name because everybody in the place was betting on how when he would die. Like they have the Deadpool, which is like a bunch of people think you're gonna die, so they put a bunch of money on you, and was it as the people die, whoever's left by the time he dies gets the money. That's how Deadpool's work.
Yeah, I'm
So
talking
that
about Love and
makes
Thunder. Like I heard it, the ending was really emotional.
yeah.
Not this one, but I don't know what it is.
I mean, it's hard to compare like the god of thunder that is supposed to be like the more humanistic god. That's a little different than like Deadpool, where he's like literally all comedy.
Yeah, that's true.
He's
Like I
just
get what you're saying.
fucking
I
a
just like
tumor-ridden monstrosity that is bisexual and like all kinds of things.
bisexual.
Yeah, he's canonically bisexual and loves to have orgies.
Oh,
Yeah,
Maybe that's where they slid that in at slid that in the movie where uh he like meets his girlfriend or whatever. What's her name? Veronica.
I don't
And
know.
he's like, "You get the strap on."
Yeah.
But nah, I don't know. I'm still waiting to see because I like the Thor movies a lot, so I'll watch it.
Do you like Fat Thor?
Fat Thor's great. Very strange, but great.
Remember a bunch of people bitching about that. They're like, this is an example of fat phobia. Like, bitch, shut up.
This is supposed to be funny, and that's what it is. So
Yeah. Guess some people got a kick out of it. I just don't like the whole everything about Marvel. Fell out of love with it completely. And I don't like how fucking Marvel uses fucking Norse mythology. I don't like it at all because it's like a complete bastardization of the mythology. And
kinda, yeah.
like, there's the fucking diversity quota shit that Marvel has, where they're like, oh, who should be the fucking was it the I forget what his name is, the guard of the Rainbow Bridge. Like we should make him black. It's like what? It's like you know the Scandinavian people are like the palest people on earth, right? And
Yeah, but
this
I
is
don't think they
about
really
their
care about
mythology.
that.
Yeah, but it's weird. It's like if you made a fucking movie about African mythology and you're like, this dude was white. It's like, I don't know. I don't know if in the middle of the fucking Congo there's too many fucking white people around.
Yeah, but they are also up in Asgard, so I don't really think it matters that there's like a black person or two. It doesn't really throw anything off
Oh,
to
it's
me.
just that they wouldn't like exist.
I
And
guess in
then
the
like,
lore.
was it Valkyrie's black for some reason?
Valkyrie Black.
Val
Oh, in Ragnarok, what's her name? I think she's like Mexican. I think
uh,
she's black. I don't know.
thought she's black.
Pretty light. But anyway, Pikmin.
It's gotta be more pale. They gotta be reflective.
Just talking about this, about light. Uh, Pikmin. You gotta get everything done in one day that you can before you go back onto the ship. And you gotta bring your Pikmin with you, put them in their onions and such or whatever. Because in 15 real-time minutes, that is a day. So you gotta get everything done in 15 minutes that you can. Try and get as many parts as you can, while also building your army of Pikmin.
Most of the predators on the planet are nocturnal. That's why
Yes.
they swarm your little areas once you take off.
Yes. So it is very annoying to work against the clock when trying to break down walls and other obstacles in your way while defeating enemies in your way while trying to get to these parts.
Yeah, you have to. Was I usually you like try to break up your Pikmin, have them doing multiple tasks. Or you could have them go break a wall, like 30 or whatever of them can go break a wall. Then you go out and clear some monsters. They're usually what are they, blob orbs? I
Yeah.
think that's what they're called. Yeah. The dwarf blob orbs, those are pretty easy. You can one shot them if you hit them directly on their head.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Again, I just bring my whole army with me and just run them over everything like a wave of death.
You like squash them, it makes a little noise, and they're like, nah, and then they fall over.
And then you have to carry their corpses back.
Yes.
And they
They
create
take
more
three.
Pikmin.
The little ones take 3, and the big ones take 10.
Yeah.
Try to sneak up on the back of the big ones. Just throw as many Pikmin on their back as you can before they wake up. Whenever you clear a wall, if you're not there when they destroy the obstacle or whatever, there's a little like noise. So it tells you. It's always convenient.
Yeah. Um, Especially whenever you're trying to blow them up, though. That's like the really shitty part because then like you see these walls that can be blown up, and you're like, but now I have to find the bombs. And just run around the place looking for these bombs, and like time is coming down. It's like fuck. I do really enjoy this game. I just wish there was more than 15 minutes, maybe like 20 minutes. That'd probably be perfect.
I forget if 2 is days or longer. Not too sure.
3, it seems a lot longer than 15 minutes.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what it is.
3 is a lot easier.
Yeah.
I didn't think about it until after I beat 3 or whatever. But Pikmin 1 has one person, which is Olmar. Pikmin 2 has Olmar and Louie. So you like beat the first part of the game and then you get Olmar and the boss and you have to find Louie. And 3 has, was it, Alpha, Captain, and Brittany. Yeah. So there's the number of Pikmin is the number of pilots you have.
Pretty much.
Having more definitely makes certain things easier.
Yeah, but they also put like more annoying puzzles in there, like rebuilding bridges from each side, and
Okay.
but then you get the rock Pikmin and the flying Pikmin in 3.
Yeah.
So that's always fun. Did they add any new Pikmin in 2? I forget.
Yeah. And 2, they have purple and white.
What do the purples do?
They, uh, what is it? They do like whenever you throw them, they like do a backflip onto the enemy and they like stun them. And the other thing they do is they have whatever they're carrying objects, they count as 10 Pikmin.
Whoa.
Yeah.
And what do the blacks do?
The whites.
Oh, whites. Okay.
They do, they're faster than other Pikmin. And what's it? They can detect objects underground. So once they go over it, they'll be like, make a little Pikmin noise and they'll start swinging their heads around and digging underneath the ground, and the object will slowly come up out of the ground. They're resistant to poison, and whenever an enemy eats them, they poison them.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right then.
White Pikmin are cool. They got big fucking red eyes and they're little tiny dudes.
So you're just albino.
Yeah. And they breathe poison.
Jeez.
See little clouds coming out of their mouth.
Nice. You can get poison in that game then, I guess?
Yeah. Well, I think your characters are resistant,
Oh,
but the poison will act just like fire does in the other games.
oh shit.
Yeah.
Fire is horrible in Pikmin.
Fuck it. Their leaves are. Is that there's 3 stages: the leaf, the bud, and the flower, and they'll catch on fire. And is it you usually it can sometimes downgrade your Pikmin, like it'll go from a flower to a bud and a bud to a leaf. And that happens sometimes just by your Pikmin getting knocked off of enemies and shit. They'll lose them. You gotta get the nectar, which is, what is it? There's like rocks on the ground that your Pikmin will like see them. They'll be like, oh, they'll start smashing the rocks. And there's little patches of grass they'll start picking out of the ground. And there'll be nectar underneath that. And then there's these little flying things that look like, I don't know, ghost fish things. They carry nectar and you gotta hit them. When you hit them, they go, whoa, and do a flip and disappear.
I love this game.
Fucking sound direction on this game is great.
Just making fucking goofy as shit.
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah, the thing with finding parts in this game, what is it? Once you get the radar, it'll show up on your map.
Yeah. The radar's right next to the yellow onion in the second level, so pretty easy to get.
Yeah, I did not get that until like way farther in the game because I didn't realize it.
Yeah, it's funny because it's up on a ledge.
Yeah, you actually gotta like move the camera around to find it.
It'll show you the map and it'll show you stars of where the other parts of the ship are, and it'll have little dots representing Pikmin. So in case you like misplace some Pikmin or they get caught on a corner or whatever.
Yeah, that's the only like big problem I have with this game is like when you're trying to go up like I don't know a ramp or something. It's like a shitload of my Pikmin always either go under it or just get stuck on the side of it, and I'm like, ah, why?
It's better to move around, easier to move around with 50 Pikmin than it is 100.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, because was it depending on what stage they are, like leaf and whatnot, they move a certain speed, and every once in a while Pikmin will trip. That's fucking annoying. Like it's funny when you see it because they're just like walking and they'll just fucking fall straight on their face.
Yeah, it's just agitating because a lot of times I'll be like, I had way more Pikmin in this and I didn't fight anybody. Where is everything? And then I'll go on my map and be like, what the fuck happened? And there's just like dots everywhere. Or I've tried to pick something up and like they just some of them backed off of it for some reason and just stood there. It's like I wish they would automatically just come back to you.
Yeah, is it you need 25 of the parts. There's three different endings. The one ending when you get all of the parts, you just take off, wave by, just Pikmin, and then a bunch of the onions like follow you into the atmosphere, and then
Yeah,
they
they
go
do a
back.
dance.
Yeah, they do when you leave.
Yeah,
I like the one that's out of sync with the other ones.
yeah.
They they like have their little things on their heads and they fucking go one way and then all of them go that way and then they go back the other way. It looks like they're like waving at you.
Right.
What is it? The parts that you don't have, there's five parts you don't have to get: the Nova Blaster, the Space Float, the massage machine, the UV lamp, and the secret safe. You get the secret safe from the last boss, and that you only unlock after you get 29 parts.
Yeah, and then certain bosses only show up at certain times too. That's another thing.
Yes.
Um,
We're talking about Gooblex. The It's like a little translucent blue sludge thingy. And he's got two balls inside of him. One's like this round marble looking one, I guess you could say, and the other one's kind of like got little bumps on it. And is that the one with the bumps will stretch out, and then like the other one you gotta throw like blue Pikmin on or they'll drown, and then he'll snap back and throw all your Pikmin all over the place.
super annoying.
Yeah, and then there's what is it, Mamuta, the god of Pikmin. And what it does is it slaps your Pikmin into the ground and pretty much replants them. It's not like it can hurt you, but it doesn't hurt your Pikmin. So that's cool. And then there's what,
The
Smoke
spider
Polywall,
guy.
Daddy Longlegs. Fucking, what is it? You gotta mostly use the yellow ones for him. There is kind of an easier way because he'll stomp around and he'll get tired, and his middle section will slouch a bit, I guess. He'll dip down, and then you can hit him with normal Pikmin. But it's mostly about the yellows. And the biggest mistake you can make is going in there with like more than 30 Pikmin to fight him at a time because he will stomp the shit out of them.
Got the armored beetle. That thing's annoying
Love
as
the
fuck.
armed beetle. There's two of them.
I didn't know there was two of them.
Yes. There's the one in the last level, and there's one in the second level. They're, what's that? They are invulnerable. They have like a vent on the top of their head that sucks in air, and then they'll spit a big rock at you. And you gotta take a fire picker and throw it in that vent, and it'll overheat, and his armored wings will come up and you throw them all on his backside. Did you have any trouble with him?
Uh, what with the armored beetle?
Yeah.
I just had an annoying part like timing the throw, mainly because I was trying to back off when he started doing that.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I didn't know if I was gonna get crushed by it.
Yeah, like wave your Pikmin in front of him, but then keep him out of the way.
Yeah. Worst enemy in this game are fucking frogs, man. I fucking hate frogs.
Frogs are. Which ones do you like better? Just the normal Wollywogs or the yellow Wollywogs?
Um, I just hate them all in general, but I managed to get a hang of the normal ones in the water, like the ones in the annoying place with all the fire hog guys.
Yeah. The Forest Enable.
Yeah,
Remember that level? 'Cause it's the first hardest level to me.
I hate that fucking one so fucking much.
Uh,
It's like
well,
all the water puzzles and shit.
well, there's just the one.
Well, you
Well,
gotta
I
like
guess
work
two,
your way around everything.
three. Yeah.
I hate that. It's like when you're trying to go fight or not fight the daddy long way. What's the one where you go up against the side of the wall and there's like the flames shooting out of the ground and then you have to bring all different types of Pikmin with you to reach to the top of the ledge. What was up there? I forget.
That's for the one on the top of the ledge after the bridge is Libra, one of the parts.
Okay.
And the other one is, see, pretty sure it's the analog computer. Might be wrong. It's either that or the interstellar radio. But that was a pain to get because it's a puzzle. And then they got the fucking, was it the one where you need like a shit ton of fucking Pikmin? The anti-dioxin filter that is in the water there, where you have to fight all those fucking polywogs.
Yes.
I've tried so many times to like distract them while I have the Pikmin go carry it, and it will work for a little bit, but usually they end up hitting it and killing like a shit ton.
Yeah, like never once did I think that that was gonna work. I thought about it and I was like, no.
After the closest one to it, if you get past that, then you can be fine. It's the same thing can still happen.
That's Yeah, I don't know. I just always thought like, let's just kill these things and fucking get on with this. I mean, I'm gonna lose a bunch of Pikmin, but whatever.
Yeah.
Well, it's like annoying because like again, the timer's counting down, and I have to strategically take out these fucking frogs.
Oh yeah.
It's like this is taking time that I don't want to take.
Yeah, you always try to go with the dominant strategy where it's like, oh, we can swarm them, and sometimes they'll hold them down and keep them from hopping, and other times they jump in the air and kill like 16 of your Pikmin at once.
Yeah, yeah, that's pretty much my entire strategy with this game. It was just like fucking swarm everything. But then whenever it came to like puzzles and everything else, it was like, fuck, man, I gotta do this and do that and do this. But
Did you feel?
I did
Yeah,
not
okay.
know that the next day that they wouldn't be alive anymore.
Yeah, the best thing is to not move around too much because uh, I think it's like 3 days or something. The enemies will respawn.
Yeah, if I would have known that, that would have made this entire game way faster and easier. It's like I could have killed everything the first day and then came back the next day and just got all the parts.
Mm.
Did not know that at all until you came over and told me that.
Should have noticed from clearing the fire hogs or whatever.
I move around too much.
No.
That's the thing. I was like always trying to go to the next place. Like, hey, I got new shit. I can go do this now. Got new shit. Go do this. Got different Pikmin now. Do this. And that is not the way to do this.
Mm-mm.
I mean, if you want to get frustrated, sure, but um,
Yeah, you gotta try to work on each place as you're there.
Yeah.
What is it? Did you like the second, or what, the other, we'll finish the forest stable up and then go back to the second level. But, how did you like the other boss there? Well, I guess there's two bosses, count the bread bug.
Um, Wait, are you talking about the mushroom? I
Yeah.
love the mushroom.
Do you?
Yeah, mushroom's fun.
He's a fucked boss.
What do you mean?
Yeah, there's like a glitch with him where Pikmin will just disappear.
Mm,
Yeah, that's a
really?
pain in the dick. Yeah.
Hmm.
And he'll run from you, and then you gotta try to trip him up. It'll flip up on his underside with his legs like running in the air still.
Yeah.
He's a goofy ass motherfucker. Then you throw you have like the Pikmin on the bottom will hold him up by his toadstool. And then you throw a bunch of other ones on his butt. After a while, he'll flip over and he'll suck in real deep and blow out this poison. It turns your Pikmin into like mushrooms, and they'll attack you and your other Pikmin.
Swarm him.
Yeah. It's
I
pretty
managed to
easy to
beat mine
deal with.
before he did that to me, though.
Uh,
Like right at the end, he poisoned some of them, and then I just ran everything over with the rest of my horde, and that's how I won.
See, sometimes whenever he flips over, some of your Pikmin will disappear.
Hmm.
And that's like such a problem because I was trying to do like a no death run, and like I got to that part, and I was like, dude, what the fuck? It's such a dick job. And then like the next day, you'll come back, and there'll be green dots over there, and those are Pikmin that are seeded, and
Wait, no
you have
death
to
to
go
your
pick them.
Pikmin or you?
No death to Pikmin.
Yeah, fuck you. That's just torturous.
I got most of the way through. It used to be a little bit better.
I don't know how you do that with like the frogs.
There's like specific ways to do it. If I think 7 is the max that you are able to throw before they jump. And if you time the throw right as they're getting ready to jump, it knocks them back down.
Hmm.
It's hard to do. You usually miss. So, unless you're good, it's not a reliable strategy.
Yeah, that seems just way too tedious for me. Um, what's the fucking? Didn't you say there was like a flaming bollywog or some shit? Is that
That's
what
in
it was?
Pikmin too.
Oh, okay. I thought
Uh,
you were starting to say something about that. I was gonna say I never saw that one.
it's a Bloodbourne as well. One of the big bear or thingies. For some reason, I want to call them bears. I don't know why. I think the spotted one is called a bear.
I just thought they were all called blog blorgs or whatever.
Uh, they're weird, iconic enemies from this game.
What's
Uh, what? Yeah,
the other? There's a boss I'm like not thinking of. The gold one. Is there a
the
gold one?
gold one.
There's like a gold one somewhere. Or am I thinking of this? Is this Daddy Long Leg gold?
Yeah,
Okay, never mind then. I was getting all like fucking mixed up.
there, there's this fucking white supremacist dude that lives in like Scandinavia. I forget which place. But he's like a bodybuilder and he calls himself the Golden One. So like whenever you said that, I was like, that weird Scandinavian dude?
No. You should have just known. I wouldn't even know who the fuck you're talking about.
Well, it's just that name like sticks out to me. But is it boss we haven't brought up is in the second level, the Sturgeon. Fucking snake body with a fucking bird head.
Is that considered a boss?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's 3 of them. One of them has a part. And to me, that's the hardest fucking things in the game.
Flood them.
Yeah. Well, you have to, they'll pop out of the ground and they'll just start eating your Pikmin.
Yeah.
And what you gotta do is run away from them, go back into their like spawning area, and then every once in a while they'll get caught whenever they're trying to get out, and like only their head will be up, and you like swarm that. It's the easiest way to get rid of them. And what is it? Getting that shit back is annoying because it's like there's a box on a river or whatever, or there's water on both sides of it, and you have to throw the
Yeah.
Pikmin up over the box and then have them push the box back to you. There's a way that you don't have to do that. I forget what the fuck it is, because I don't know how you get Olmar over there if that's not there, if that's not unlocked. Oh, never mind. If you kill the Sturgeon that drops the weapon or the weapon, the part close enough to the edge of the platform, the Pikmin will just take it off the edge instead of walking all the way around. That's kind of hard to do.
On the edge of like what, the box?
Yeah, well, what is it? Remember in the second level where there's that giant battery thing,
Okay.
and then there's the can, right? That wall that the can's by.
Yeah.
That's where the surgeon is. And if you can get him to spawn close enough to that edge, they'll just take it over that wall instead of going all the way around.
I mean, I just roll up to the box with blue Pikmin and move it. And we're done there.
Yeah, but it's just speed strats or whatever.
I saw somebody. Well, I didn't see somebody, but I heard somebody beat this game in 58 minutes, and that's like the big speed run. I don't know how many.
The speed runs that I know of aren't like based off of that. They're based more off of how fast you can beat the beating the game with the minimal amount of days. I've gotten down to 12. I think the record's 9.
Huh. Well, 58 minutes. If it's 15 minutes per day, that's just like not even an
Yeah,
hour.
that's impossible. There's no way you beat the game in 4 days.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to think. Like, how could you even do that? Hmm.
Well, that's literally impossible because um was it you have to waste 2 days on the first place, and then you have to waste 1 day on the last place. So
Well,
you need at least 3 days, or there's 3 days where you can only get one part, and there's 3 other stages. So,
doesn't day one fucking not count as a day?
well, it does, but
Like on the
not really.
scale of days thing, it doesn't go two
Yeah,
day, does it? Right?
yeah, it counts as day one.
Okay. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know how you could beat this game in anything less than 9 days. Like,
Yeah,
it's just way too
that's
much.
yeah, because with what I just said, the 9 days, if you take those 3 days off, that means you have 2 days to get all the parts in the other 3 stages. And I've had a lot of trouble with that. The second level I have beat in 2 days, and the other ones I think still I'm at 3. Because I got to 12 or whatever. Which I'm still messing up 1 day, I guess. Yeah, because it's hard to fucking do that.
Yeah.
Like the beating all the bosses in the second place. That's kind of easy if you can get everything cleared in the first day,
Right.
because there's like some shit in the way that's annoying to get to. Like the what's it called? The fucking where are you in my list of things? Fuck, extraordinary bolt. It's behind a fucking was it a fucking wall that takes like was it 8 bombs? So that's pretty hard.
Yeah. You can't even break those down with just Pikmin though either, can you?
No,
Didn't think so.
any of the solid walls. There are gray ones that have the root-like stuff that Pikmin can break. Those are just harder and they take longer. It's better to use bombs.
Yeah, I've never tried to do it with just Pikmin. I just always knew about the bomb thing, so I was like, all right, I have to do it like that. And it's like that one part in the water like place. You have to fucking go clear down to that edge just to get bombs and then travel back up.
Which foot? Oh yeah,
Um,
Forest's enabled.
yeah, Forest Name. I always forget the names of this. What's the last level in it?
I only remember Forest enable.
Huh?
I only remember the Forest's enable offhand.
Garden
That's
of
a,
Hope, the Forest Naval, and then there's like two other
the
areas.
Garden of Hope.
Yeah, I don't remember. But there's like a last place too, and it's convoluted as well.
It's the harder place. It's got the blowhogs, which are the flying ones, which are pretty annoying. Especially when there's like the bear blogs or whatever. They're the red one, the black ones with red spots. I think they regenerate health. I'm not too sure. I always mixed it up with the second one because in the second one they regen health, and whenever they die, they slowly regen health and can come back to life.
Alright, so you got the Impact Site, the Forest of Hope, the Forest Naval, the Distant Spring, that's the fourth one, and then you have the Final Trial.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's 5 areas.
The distant spring. It also has an armor beetle. It's got the parts there are ridiculously heavy. It'll take a lot of your Pikmin away from you. What else? I think this is a level in the in Pikmin 2 as well. It has the little leaf dudes, which I don't think they have in here.
The Wait, the little leaf beetle things?
Yeah.
Like they're on the ground and they pop up? Yeah, they're in here.
Yeah, they're like little leaves sitting on the ground and they sprout legs and eyes and start running around.
Yeah. But yeah, all in all, this is a really fun game.
I love this game. We
Um,
cover, there's a smoky polywog, which is, there's an egg in the distant spring, and if you don't destroy the egg, it'll eventually hatch into the smoky polywog. And he's just like, it's, I don't know, frog looking front portion of a body that has this big cloud behind it. And like the cloud and the stuff it leaves behind will kill Pikmin.
should
And
you let
he'll,
it hatch?
no, unless you want to fight that thing. Because it's a relatively hard boss. I've heard people say it's the hardest. I wouldn't agree with that.
What do you think the hardest one is?
The Emperor Bulblex.
He comes out of the sand, right?
Yeah, his little eye stalks are peering up out of the sand, and then you get close to it, and he pops out, and he's fucking ginormous.
Yeah, I never even saw him until I was watching YouTube videos,
Oh yeah,
and I was like, wait a minute, where's that thing at?
yeah, it's just a level specifically for him. The trials, like, there's a big puzzle to get to him, where you have to use all your Pikmin, and then you have to beat him, which he's hard. He has a big sticky tongue that he flops around at you. And was it when you start Pikmin on him, you pretty much have to get like right on the top of his head by his eyes and stuff, because if you get it on his cheeks, his tongue like wraps around his face and it'll eat him. The What you can do is just throw a bomb and it'll eat the bomb and it'll explode in his mouth and it'll stun him for a bit. Then he enters his like second stage after a while and he starts fucking jumping really high in the air, and then you'll see the shadow like go over you and he'll slam down on top of you.
Have
Just,
you ever died yourself in the game?
yeah,
Really?
yeah, multiple times.
How
It's
bad?
usually from me dicking around running into the fire things.
Oh, fair. Yeah, I've
Yeah.
been hurt pretty bad. You just get back to the ship and just Heal, right?
It ends your day.
I thought you could heal at the ship.
You can, but if you let it go all the way down, it ends your day. Say Captain down or Omar down.
I didn't know if it. I didn't know it ended your game.
Yeah.
Huh.
And I forget if it's this one, in the first one or the second one. It might just be in the second one because the second one has a bunch of little cool like extra shit they added to it. But you can lay down on your back and the Pikmin will pick you up and take you to the onion.
Oh,
Whenever you
really?
get sucked up into the onion, you just like bounce off and then fall down and it starts shooting fireworks up.
Isn't there the bad ending of the game? You get turned into a Pikmin, don't you?
Yeah. You try to take off with how many parts you have, and you go up in the sky and then just come back down, crash, and then the Pikmin run over to your crashed ship and they fucking dig you out of it and take you to an onion and turn you into a Pikmin.
Forever one of us.
Yeah. Fucking, what is it? After your like heartfelt goodbye or whatever, where like Omar just kind of shakes his head because the Pikmin are goofy. They fucking immediately, there's like a bulb orb just wandering around. They immediately just go to it, jump on it, start beating the fuck out of it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh,
He's taught us how to fight.
fucking, it always reminds me of the Futurama episode where they go to help the penguins and they leave guns. And the
Yeah.
penguins find the guns and they start looking at each other.
That's one of the greatest endings.
Yeah.
I love that shit.
So I played this game so much as a fucking youngin, and I never could beat it. And what was it? When I finally got like the new play stuff, I think the first time I did, it took me 19 days to beat it. And then I just kept, then the second time it took me 16. And now I average 14 to 12 days beating it.
Damn.
Yeah, I love this game. But was it sometimes because this game is like super stressful to me because like it's the same thing whenever we covered Star Fox. Like I've played it so long, I'm so good at it, I'm such a perfectionist that just any little fuck up by me pisses me off so much. So I did like dicking around ones where I would just go try to spawn as many Pikmin as possible. And I got to like 3,000, I think. It's my record for that.
But why?
Because just I wanted to just enjoy the game. Because I'm like used to balls to the wall challenging it, where it's like ridiculous. I have to kill like everything on the map within one day and move like 4 parts.
Right. I feel that.
Yeah.
That's like how I am with this triangle game. It's like I know I can do these certain things all the time, so I'm going to go do those certain things
Hmm.
and build everything the way I want. But it also makes me enjoy it a lot too. But now that I'm like clear near the end, it's like the exploration of my surroundings. It's like just run through and find everything. A lot of these things that they say matter, but like at the same time, I really don't need to know it. It's like okay. It's more like we have to find this.
Yeah, dude, be lore horror.
I was being a lore whore, but now at this point, it's just we're just trying to figure out what's going on. It's just more of them talking about more of the shit we already talked about. It's like I don't need to talk about this shit. It's like I know what we're here to do, and you're just telling me more of the plan. It's like, bro, there's no more of the plan. We're doing this. It's like certain people are stuck on like their decisions that like some of the ones that weren't like agreeing with everybody else's decisions because everybody you have to have a majority vote.
Yeah.
So it's like, and they'll be like, I'm just saying we should have did this. Do you really think that doing this is going to help? And that I just walked over to talk to you, and that's all you had to say to me. Do you really think we should be doing this?
So that's how the Dynasty Warriors Empire works. Whenever you join like a different empire, you're an advisor, and you get certain different types of persuasion based on what you leveled up. Like mine was always evil, so I could like discredit the other person's proposal and make my own proposal. And your king will decide with you or not.
Hmm.
Yeah,
That's
it's real good. It's a good game.
Yeah, there's a lot of games that I still need to play. I really want to. I think after this, I think I am going to try my first Fire Emblem game.
Nice.
Or maybe actually try to beat Luigi's Mansion. Unless I sold that. I might have sold that.
Which one?
The first one.
Oh,
I've never played it.
really?
Well, I played a little bit of it, and I was like, what the fuck am I doing? I don't
I
understand.
I beat that and Diddy Kong Racing in one night.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You can do it that fast?
Yeah.
Sounds like the perfect game.
Yeah, I remember fucking I had Luigi's Mansion was my first game for the GameCube, I think. And, I remember fucking sitting in my basement all alone at night playing Luigi's Mansion. Just like the beginning of the game where you're like introduced to this fucking like dead forest and then you gotta walk up to this creepy mansion. I'm like fucking 12 or something at the time. Hey, this is pretty scary.
Yeah. That's how I was with that's how I am with like Bloodbourne. It's just like I really only want to play this game with somebody because shit just keeps on scaring the fuck out of me. It's like I don't expect these things to just pop up. And I also have no idea where the fuck I'm going. It's like this giant decrepit city. It's like fuck.
See, like, was it, you remember when we used to talk about, I tried to explain to you how the other games were, how like the world is built.
Yeah, I knew
You
it
were
was
wondering if
linear,
it
but
was
like
linear. Well, it's not really linear. Like in the first place in Bloodborne, there's like three different areas that you can get to.
yes.
So you can get to the sewer, you can get to the city or whatever that takes you to, was it Yarnum?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that place is fucked. I hate Yarnum.
Yarnum is where I'm at.
Those bastards, weird looking, ghouly, mommy looking dudes that fucking grab a hold of you all the fucking time, and the big poison bitches.
Well, there's I'm not in
And the
Yarnum.
hunters, fuck the hunters.
I don't think I've ran into a hunter yet.
I hate them. There's the one with the fucking Gatling gun on top of a fucking tower, and you gotta go through all this platforming shit to get to him,
He wasn't
and
too
then he
hard to get to,
kicks your dick in.
but I have Dave with me. Dave just shows me where to go.
Both of those hunters are so fucking ridiculously hard compared to everything else.
What do the hunters look like?
They just look like you.
Oh,
Yeah, there are other hunters in the dream. The Gatling one, dude, I fucking like got up that ladder and I think I like spammed him with consumable objects like the bombs or knives or whatever, and he was just inching back every time I hit him, and eventually he fell off the tower. I was like, "Yeah, get fucked, you cheap bastard."
they like take you someplace, don't they?
Yeah, you just get their trick weapons.
No. I mean, oh wait, I did run into a hunter then recently. Yeah, dude, those guys are fast as shit and annoying.
Yeah.
I did not beat him. I was by myself. I was like just strolling around trying to figure out where to go next because I haven't been able to play with Dave lately. So I was like, I'll just go like level myself up more because I'm like basically weak.
Yeah.
Like I just kept doing that and just grinding a little bit, and then I'm just walking around a new area because I think I'm strong, and I'm not strong. I'm not strong enough because that dude is zipping all over the fucking place. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Let me hit you. Come back.
Fucking people that I know people have beaten like most of the or most if not all of the games series, and like they think those are fucking ridiculous. Like, why are they so fucking strong?
Especially that early in the game.
Yeah.
It's like, holy fuck.
They like can dodge all of your attacks.
Yeah, like it's nothing.
Yeah. And then they counter every time, and it's like, oh, this is fun. Yeah.
There's what's that thing called? The one in the church, that demon, the poison one.
The blood starved demon or whatever
Dude, that was one of the
beast.
funnest fights I've
I
ever
hate
had in a
that
video
thing. That's
game.
where I quit the game.
That was one of the funnest fucking fights I've ever played in a video game. I
I,
was so happy when I beat him, but jeez, that was fun. Oh no, my dodge that day, my dodge was on point, bro. Barely got hit. And Dave's like sitting there in the back watching. And then he'd walk in and swing every once in a while, and then we'd just start beating his ass together. It was so much fun.
Neo it.
What's that? What's that mean?
You gotta be like Neo from Matrix.
What? I don't know what that means. I've never seen that Matrix. Remember?
You seen like the trailers and like the bullet time shit.
Oh
Yeah, that's what I mean.
yeah.
Like
Oh,
Neo dodges fucking bullets.
that shit was so much fun though. I want to play it. Like, I want you. I need to go drop this game off to you after we're done recording so we can play it.
Uh,
Do you still have your save file at least?
on what?
PS4.
Oh, I have no idea. It would probably no. Never mind.
Oh, you don't. Fuck.
No, I remember
What? What happened?
whenever I got Elden Ring.
Oh.
Yeah,
Well, we'll
there's
do it
that
one day.
problem.
We got to play some Brave Fencer Musashi.
hmm
Are you enjoying it so far?
As I looked up what fencer means because like it bugged me, and I guess the sport was named after the word, not the word came from the sport. Because fencing just means to fence or to sword fight.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like the sport was named fencing because that's what sword fights are called. And then that just became the new word. Yeah.
Huh. Well, are you enjoying the game?
Hmm. I don't like fucking older games, especially not like the early 3D era games.
I mean,
But it's not as bad as they usually are, so that was pretty enjoyable. I hate not using the analog,
oh,
but
dude, it's so weird, ain't it? I forgot all
yeah,
about that.
PlayStation 1, early PlayStation 1, I forget when they got the analogs, but they didn't have analogs.
They eventually made an analog controller, correct?
Yeah, but
Like for
like
PS1.
originally they didn't have analogs, and that was like in the end of its life cycle, I think they got those.
Here's the thing, like,
Most of them didn't work. You had like the analog button that you had to turn on.
yeah. Well, there's like, it's weird. I always remember this, and I'll never remember the name of the fucking game because I don't know why I can't fucking remember it. I rented a game from Blockbuster that was on PS1, and I had one of the controllers that had the analog stick for some reason,
Yeah.
and it used the analog sticks as like using it's for these nets that your guy had, and I don't remember what the fuck that game was called.
People tried to do that shit where it was like, oh, a new format for control. It's like instead of giving you the choice between that and the D-pad, we're gonna make it do some wacky shit.
Yeah, it's like it only controlled the nets.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is this? Maybe one day, maybe the game's on this emulator that I have. I don't know, but I'm kind of hoping it is so I can find out what the fuck that game was.
I don't know how you would. You didn't give me much info to go off of.
Well, I don't. That's all I remember about it. That's why I can never
Yeah.
remember anything about it.
Yeah, I get you.
It was like an adventure game or something. I don't know. But
Nice. I just always want to say Power Stone. I know it's not, but still.
what is it?
Power Stone.
Oh, the fighting game.
Yeah.
I
I
have it.
like that game.
I have it for Dreamcast.
It's a 3D. What do you like, 3D or 2D fighters better?
I don't know. Probably 2D.
Yes, it was an unfair question because I would say they're well, they're
Mostly
different
2D.
styles.
Well, they're mostly 2D games anyway for fighting, and like so 3D like feels weird. Like I do love Power Stand. It is a 3D fighting game, but it's like
Soul Calibur is 3D.
I was about to bring that up. Is that technically 3D though?
Yeah.
Because you can't run around the map.
Yeah, you can.
No, you can't. You
Kind
can't.
of.
No, you can't run behind your enemy
Do
and
the
hit them in the
side
back.
steps and shit.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like because you said Power Stand, so I'm thinking you can run all over the map and do whatever the fuck you want, like on the arena. That's
Mm.
what I thought you meant. So if you mean by that being 3D, then it's definitely 3D.
Soul Calibur's 3D, and
I fucking love Soul Calibur.
DOA is 3D, Tekken's 3D.
I have that demo on fucking PlayStation for
Tekken's pretty fun. It's just I don't
DOA.
play Tekken, so I don't know.
Right. Yeah.
You have DOA demo, the Core Fighters?
It was the same game you had on your PS4, but I had to.
Core Fighters.
Yeah, I really like the demo a lot, but it's like I need to get as good as Mike, and I'm not going to be able to do that, so I'm not going to play
You
this.
dick.
But me and fucking Wyatt played the shit out of it for a while.
Fucking, they fucking have fucking, like, I don't know how to describe it. I guess steampunk or whatever. Not steampunk. Cyberpunk. They have like cyberpunk cat outfits. And it's like, dude, how the fuck are you hitting all of my fetishes? Like, cut it out. Cut it out, DOA. I'm not buying this fucking shit for $30 fucking dollars. That's how much the fucking game costs.
Right. There was outfits you showed me that were like $50.
Yeah, it's like specific outfits will cost like, I forget how much it is, as much as the new character, which I don't know why they even, like, what, there's a character from fucking DOA 5 that they turned into a DLC character. They had a few crossover characters, which is pretty cool, but I hate fucking, it's like $3.99 for the new character, or the old character. Two of them. Fucking gay. But then, like, the costumes will also be like that much. But if you want the costumes for all of the people, which is usually just all of the girls, it's like $30. It's like, no. Because there's so fucking many costumes, man. There's like 8 season passes on this motherfucker.
I'm trying to remember what this game was. I was still living at my mom's whenever they announced it. They were making a demo of it first, and it was in like early access or some shit. It's like a 2D anime fighting game, and it's all the different animes, not just shonen and all that. And it's like they had like everybody in that motherfucker. I think they had Naruto, they had like Kirito and Asuna from Sword Art. They had.
So that's weird because like
But it was like a 2D. It was like a 2D, and you could switch out your characters, kind of like Marvel vs. Capcom.
Yeah, see, it's weird because in most of the Naruto games are 3D fighting games.
Yeah, I know you and Nathan talked about those a lot.
Yeah.
They came out recently with a new one.
The Berto.
No, a new one.
What do you mean?
They came out with a new one on PlayStation. Or
There
coming
was-
out with a new one. Like you can pre-order it.
There's the two ones. There's the Strikers and the
I think it was
Argument Future. Well, Strikers is out. And then there was
just to advertise it then. That's weird.
there was an expansion, I think, to Ultimate Ninja Storm 4, which I like Ultimate Ninja Storm 3 better. It seems harder. Because I would always play on super hard. And on 4, they seem a lot easier. But there's 4 Boruto, which I really haven't seen much of a difference in, except it adds like new characters and I think the DLC characters. But Ultimate Ninja Storm 4 was good. I love that one because you get like all the different versions of Naruto, all different versions of Sasuke. You get like all the fucking Kages from all the different lands. Fucking I always pick the second what's it called? Whatever the fuck water is in Japanese, Kage. He shoots like water, like fucking constantly out of his fucking shit. In the show, his like family was special for this. It'll sound lame, but they're special for their water guns.
Okay.
And you think like Pokemon, but what it was is they would take like a mass of water about like as big as your hand, and they would condense it down to like their tip of their finger, and they would shoot it like super fast at people. So it pretty much would just like was like a gun. You could just shoot people and fucking kill them.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. I always pick the fucking range characters in that game. Well, usually, because Daira, forget his name, and it's one of those things that I just can't pronounce. It's like Dadara or something. I always
Anyway.
call it diarrhea, but he makes little clay explosives that come to life and chase people down. I use the water dude, him, and Tamari, and she controls wind and has a big fan, and she throws the wind at people with.
Interesting.
Yeah, Naruto is really cool. It's a really fun show. Till they get to the part where it's like fucking Dragon Ball Z, that kind of lost me. Because it was like, Naruto's like all this, was like, there's like a fucking wheel or whatever, where like, fire moves don't work against people who have water, and water is good against,
How is that like
lightning.
Dragon Ball Z?
No, I mean it has like that I'm talking about the good shit where it had like the triangle, where things are weak to other things, and so like not one power is just the best power.
Okay.
And there's all kinds of creative ways that they strung together their attacks, and like they would use shadow clones, which is just like a shadow of yourself, and if it gets damaged, it'll disappear. And they'll use that to like clever misdirection and shit like that. And then like eventually it's just like Naruto's got the nine tails and he's just gonna shoot a big old beam.
Is that what happens?
Yeah. And then fucking Sasuke has this Susanoo, which is this like he uses his chakra to make like this samurai warrior around him. And whenever him and Naruto are fighting, Susanoo's fucking sword can cut through fucking mountaintops and shit.
That's how like that kind of reminds me of Inuyasha. It's like every time Tensaiga.
Yeah, different Tentagas. Well, they had like, what was it? They had like rules to that, like the backlash wave. You had to see the wind scar to do the backlash wave and the wind scar. And then there was like the adamant one or whatever that he got from killing the giant dragon dude, that dude was fucking cool.
I never saw the Adamant one, and I've only seen the backslash wave like once or twice. But I didn't watch all of it.
Do you remember the big dragon that he fights?
No.
Oh,
What
it's like
season
this.
is that
I forget. It's whenever his sword gets broke by that giant purple Miraku fucking clone thing or whatever. Incarnation. Bites into the Tensag and breaks it, and then the fucking
I think that might have been where I stopped. Because that does sound familiar.
the blacksmith makes him like go kill the dragon. And blacksmith is hilarious. He's like, "Oh, that's a piece of scrap. I'll break it down for you." He's like, "What? It's my dad's fang." He's like, "Oh, well, you're too weak to wield it. Where's the Shomaru?"
Emotional damage.
He also makes fun of Shishomaru because he won't like fucking we make him a weapon because he wants a weapon to kill people. And he's like, no, your dad gave you the weapon that doesn't kill people because he knows who you are.
I think I think the big reason like I stopped watching that is because originally like the first season or two of that show is like kind of like has some comedy mixed in there,
Yeah.
and like it just starts getting too serious.
I don't know. I think the comedy like is borderline domestic abuse.
I don't know. That's what I like about anime because they like just I don't know. That just seems like it's a show just having some fun.
Yeah, but like how he's fucking like anytime he like um cares or thinks about Kikyo, fucking Kagome gets mad at him. It's like he's been like pinned to a tree for 50 years. He was in love with this bitch. They got betrayed and now she hates him. It's like, yeah, he's probably gonna be a little like hung up on that. And
Yeah.
you're just some random bitch that has her powers. And you have a fucking collar for him that anytime you say sit boy, he just fucking smashes off of the ground.
Didn't uh, Kiki's sister put those on him or something?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, you ready to wrap it up?
I got a condom somewhere.
All right, put that condom on this episode. We'll catch you guys later.
Slip and slide, you need a ride.
Always slip and slide. Always.
Oh,
My mouse is moving too fast to end the call.
oh God.
Oh no. Stop. Stop. Chill. All right.